Hello and welcome here to Hull Rugby Union, where we're going to be watching Hull Rugby Union take on Pocklington. Hull currently third and Pocklington propping up the bottom of the division here, Cassie. What do you think today?
It's a tough league, this Northern Prem. Pocklington have made their debut this season in this league, and they're finding it a struggle. But they're here. They've got nothing to lose. Big game for them, local derby. Hull looking to consolidate themselves at the top. Yep. Pushing on perhaps for a playoff place, or maybe even an automatic promotion.
I say, just for the viewers at home, we've got the league basically, Hull at a third at the moment, pushing basically for that second team spot where it's, they've got a chance of playing in the playoffs and then getting the promotion, or indeed if they do particularly well and win the league, they'll be up, which will be great for them. Which will be good. Good
for local rugby, for Yorkshire, East Yorkshire rugby in particular.
The last time they played, though, Hull beat Pocklington at Pocklington 30 points to 0. I was just speaking to their coach a bit earlier on. It should have been 60-0.
Well, yeah, well, so who knows?
You can't do rugby maths.
You can't do rugby maths.
I tell you, who cannot do rugby maths. We're here, joined by our good friend. Come through,
Mr. Bruce Wilkie.
Bruce Wilkie.
Hi Terry. Hi
Ian. Hello, Bruce.
Chairman of. It is chairman now, aren't you?
President these days.
Are you?
But,
I've got my notes are wrong then because
well, there we go.
Chairman.
Well, you can call me whatever you like.
Don't walk away from me. Come sit here. So talk to me about your role at Hull Rugby Union at the moment.
Well, I'm president of Hull Rugby Union. The other title is Dog's Body.
Yeah.
I spend quite a lot of my time, about 20 hours a week, working on club business. We've got at this club a really dedicated core of volunteers who put a lot of work in, and I think that's probably showing on the pitch now.
I say, what I've noticed about this place, it's been developed really well. I mean, I was coaching here a few years ago. Great set of people, but the pitch looks incredible, doesn't it? The pitch looks really good. I mean, I think it's one of the only games that's on around here. I mean, Helens has been called off, so if you sat looking for a game to watch, come down to Hull Rugby Union, down Chance Ave today, but the pitch looks immaculate.
Absolutely, Terry. If you want to watch rugby, we're always going to be on. We played a match against Ionians 3 or 4 years ago. Nobody else in Yorkshire played. It was like a biblical flood, but this game was on. This pitch is a great pitch.
What's a biblical flood? What goes on there?
A biblical flood. It's a big one, Terry.
Okay, that's okay. That's fantastic. So, I mean, you watched the game last time Pocklington played Hull at Pocklington. Word on the street should have been 6-0. Hull played particularly well that day to nil Pocklington's no main feat. It's a good thing to do.
Well, far be it from me to sort of fall out with Pocklington's coach, but but I saw the match as slightly different that day. Until 70 minutes, they were very much still in the game. We scored quite a lot of points in the last 10 minutes. Okay, they didn't score any points, but they gave us a tougher game as you would want. So I see it entirely differently from their coach.
Right.
And I would like to know, Bruce, your prediction for this season for Hull?
Well, being honest, I think Preston have probably got it tied up. It's between Lymm and ourselves, I think, for second place, for the playoff place. We'll be going all out to get that playoff place. We've got the ability. If they want it enough, we will get it.
Yeah.
So second place, I think, for us.
Do you think so? Playoff then?
Yep, playoff, and if we play off, as we will against the Midlands team...
Usually the North teams are quite strong, aren't
they?
Yeah,
I would fancy our chances against a Midlands team.
So do you know who's up in the running?
I don't actually at the moment, because their league is a lot more fluid than this one is. So we don't know who we'd get, but we've got a very tough January. If we come out of January with 2 wins out of 3, we will be second, I think.
Right. Okay.
But they're tough games, and we've got Preston away, we've got Lymm away. These are not going to be easy games.
So you've got a bit of a dinner in there at the moment, have you? You have to get back there and have a few pie and peas.
Oh yes, I'll be on my way, Terry. I can take a
That's
hint.
your cue. See you later on again.
Cheers.
Great. Okay, and we're going to be joined now by Henry Mitchell from Pocklington Rugby Union.
Director of Rugby for Pocklington.
Hi guys.
Hi Henry,
How you
nice
doing?
to see you.
How you doing?
Come
So,
in, come in.
It was you that said it should have been 6-0, whereas the whole guys are saying actually Pocklington did quite well last time they played.
Oh, I think Bruce has been quite fair there, but the problem is with Hull, they've got class all over the park, and we had quite a lot of possession, but we didn't turn that into points. Whereas if we give the ball away to sides like Hull, they seem to punish us very, very aggressively and very quickly.
So this season, you're first in the Northern Prem.
Yeah.
Coming up champions last year.
Yeah.
How have you found it in general?
Huge change. We're playing against sides now. Last year we dominated sides, whereas this year we're coming against sides and they've got power all over the pitch from 1 to 15. So, and it's the small errors. If you make small errors, you get punished. And our we're growing as a club, which is very important, and we're getting better each week. But so are the other sides, and it's quite tough. It's quite tough.
So just watching you guys warm up, I mean, your coaches then, just enlighten our viewers at home who the coaches are, what they do, where they're from.
Yeah, so we've got our head coach is Matthew Webber, who is a Pock lad. I went to school with him, been friends with him since we were sort of 6 or 7 years of age.
For those viewers at home,
he played here. He played here as well.
But he's got a famous brother.
He has Rob
Webber.
currently at Sale and played for England. The guy who's holding the ball, that's Ben Rees. He's our first team captain. He's injured at the moment, but we have a couple of other guys that help out. A guy called Wayne Warren, who is the backs coach at the moment, who played rugby for Sheffield Tigers. I think he's Sheffield Tigers leading try scorer. So we've got a good nucleus and a good nucleus players. And the beauty about it is we're trying and we're there's lots of people at training and the mood's good.
Yeah, Pocklington is a local side. It's great. I mean, I think Mrs. Webber does the food there, which
she does.
Everybody said
it's the best food in Yorkshire.
It
I tell you.
It is
very good.
Well, I think this is why we keep so many players at the club.
No, it is good. I mean, I wish you all the best today, and good luck, and
Thank you very much.
You'll come out with some points.
Well, yeah, and it'll be nice to get one over Gary as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Thank you.
So there we go. We've got a very big game for Pocklington. They got promoted last year. They're finding it tough, and that's we talked about that earlier. In that, the margin of error is a lot less. If you drop the ball, if you spill the ball, there's turnover ball. The chances are that you're going to get punished quite heavily.
Yeah, this is a tough league to stop up into from their championship winning season last year. That said, they've got to perform. They're in the league now. They've got the players they believe can do it for them. They've got to go and do it.
But Pocklington have done really well, because over the last 3 or 4 years, they were in Yorkshire 1.
Yep.
They got promoted and then got promoted again. Now they've got promoted again. At some point you find your level, and I think maybe perhaps just now, it's a good chance for Pocklington to consolidate, try and keep a position in this league, and then hopefully build on the position here.
Well, that's their goal. Stay in this league, keep performing, and see what happens at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Okay. So we're going to go for a short break now, and afterwards we'll be talking to the leading forwards try scorer, Adam Atkinson. See you after the break. Come back to Hull Rugby Union, where we can hear all the voices, all the anticipation, the aggression of all the players running about, warming up. It's not too cold today. We're not allowed to mention the cold.
No, we never mention the cold ever again. No, it's a fantastic day for rugby.
It is. It's great.
Yep.
I mean, underfoot, it's pretty solid, but not solid enough to call the game off. But we're joined here by the director of rugby, Hull Rugby Union. I've worked with Gary for many years.
Gary.
At Hull. Yes. As the viewers will know at home, we interviewed Gary in the coffee bean shop a week and a half ago, didn't we, Gary?
Absolutely.
Lovely cup of coffee. So, big game today for you today. And if you're looking at trying to get promotion, whether it's the automatic promotion slot or the playoff spot, today is a big game. And we talked about local derbies. Local derbies, you can't go to form, can you?
No, you can't. We've all played in plenty of games that it's the side that turns up on the day. So we've obviously had a game off last week. They played, so we've had a bit of a rest, which sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. But we're going well. We've played well. We've been quite consistent with the team we can put out. So we're looking forward to the game. The lads are itching to go. So yeah, it's we've got to perform to win the game.
I can feel the tension. I can feel the guys are warming up. You can just feel the anticipation, the build-up of the game, something I miss as well. And I think all of us ex-players, when you see the warm-up and you see all the aggression, it's really interesting to see, isn't it?
Well, you look at Pocklington. They've come here with nothing to lose. They're going to have a go. What's your predictions?
Well, it's a derby game, Cass, and quite simply, they have got nothing to lose. I mean, I think it's well. So, they're struggling coming up. It's a big step coming up from what they did. They had a great year last year, but obviously, where we got we want to be going the other direction really. So we're at the top end, trying to cling into the one or two spots. So it's important that we, these are the games you've got to be professional and turn up and take your chances and win the game really and get 5 points. That's all it is for us really. We look to win the game and then see if we can get that extra bonus point.
Who are we looking for today? Which are the standout players for the whole side?
Well, we've our 8 Joe Stafford, captain, carries the ball really well for us and leads us well. Our pack, probably underrated, do a really good job. They get us on the front foot, and behind we've got really exciting back 3. I think Steve Ahita has been absolutely on fire. I mean, he's broken the club record. He scored 26, 28 tries now before Christmas. Looking to get over 30 before Christmas, which is what we give him a target because we think he's that good. And then Mike Adelaide on the other wing, who's just come back from Dubai with the Sevens team, who's an ex-FC prodigy, who's rapid. And then we got Lee Birch at 15, who's quick. And on this ground, it's dry, it's nice and wide pitch. We look to play an expansive game. So, we're looking forward to it, really.
Yep. How important is it? You've lost your captain, Tom Rice, the hooker. He's a former Irons player, has been leading the side for quite a number. He's quite an integral figurehead, I suppose. Not starting all the time, but certainly he is an important member of the team. How important is it that he's not here today?
Well, he's got an infection on his calf, which is pretty bad. He went to A&E last night. We just took the sort of, with what's coming after Christmas for us, that we didn't want to take any chances, giving him a bit of time to clear it up before we start the new year. But no, we've... Jubbers has come in and Jubbers has played all year. We look, we have 2 hookers at the club and we have to make sure we rotate them. They're both quality players. Ricey's a captain, but we got quite a few captains in the side. Our side's been together a few years now, so they're quite used to that. And these, it's no different for us. We're quite happy. Jubbers will come in and he's an outstanding player himself, so we have no problems.
Gary, all the best today.
Hey, thanks,
Best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Gary.
Thanks, Cass. Good luck. We'll see you after.
Bring in very quickly Adam Atkinson. We've only got a very short period of time. Adam.
Adam, how are you, mate?
Good, mate.
Good to see you again.
Top try scorer for the forwards
Yes.
at Hull Rugby Union.
In his days here.
Yeah, I scored a few myself, didn't I?
Did he?
So we moved Adam from the back row, moving into the front row, where proper rugby should be played. Obviously retired now. Do you miss it?
Oh, hell of a lot, sir. Big time. Looking lads warming up now.
Yeah, it is.
Still
I think
out
this is
there.
what we were talking about this, how much we miss the, getting together, the getting into the changing rooms, all, that camaraderie that you have that nobody else can be part of, and being in that 15 during the match day is exactly what you want to be in. You don't want to be stood out here with a microphone in your hand or be a spectator. You want to be actually in there with your kit on, joining all the lads, don't you?
Definitely, sir. Definitely. I mean, when I was down here playing myself, Coach Trips on the way back after a good win. He'd be on that bus and he'd be. You got memories there you'll have forever.
Yeah, exactly.
My friends, coaches, you'll always have.
Well, you make friends for life. That's what rugby's all about.
Yep.
We touched on it early on, talking over some lunch, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were saying what a fantastic game it is for ethic, moral, attitude of the players.
It is.
And it never leaves you.
No, not at all. Each you gain the respect, everything. You've got friends for life when you're on that pitch. I used to say when I played, when you're on this park, this is your family, and it carries on after rugby. Where things change in your life after rugby, rugby friends will always be there. And colleagues.
He's a passionate man, Adam. He's an absolute passionate man, and I know how much it means to him to come here and talk to us about rugby and talk about. How many tries did you get then, anyway? Because we brought you on to talk about your tries.
I think it was 52 tries in 112 appearances.
You think?
52, 112 appearances.
Terry can remember his one try, I'm sure.
Well, mind you, when it was 10 yards out, I did call the line out, and they knew what the call was. Down 4 doors, I didn't have to ask me.
So that was it. I mean, for those of you at home, I mean, I'm not saying that Adam is slow. He's not slow, but he didn't have to sidestep people. He didn't have to run a long way. Basically, he chucked and trailer. and he managed to flop over the line. I think we could call it flop, could we not?
Just about, yeah. I think I got a few from 5 yards.
So you've been through the wars recently. I mean, I don't want to put any young players off, but I mean, Adam is an exception to the rule. You know, he's cost the NHS quite a bit of money. But you've been through a few operations, haven't you, mate?
Yeah. Fortunately, I remember when I was about 19, 20 playing, and the older guys just said to me, "You carry on playing like that, you'll know later on in life." And I used to push it off. I know what they're on about now.
Yeah. So just talk to us.
Yeah.
So your knee, your last game at Hellensians, your knee bent in half.
Yep.
and
Snapped my ACL piece, so lateral medial.
Right.
Just
For those viewers at home, that's something to do with your knee. He's hurt his knee badly.
Yeah, ended up for ambulance on that one, and they have had a fair few injuries. I think. They got about 15 operations for rugby now.
Yeah. But I mean, as I say, you can't substitute the fact that, I mean, I know you're walking wounded. Hopefully you will repair, but the fact is that you've had so many extremely enjoyable years playing rugby.
I wouldn't change it one thing.
That's the question always. Would you change it?
No, never.
Do you wish you'd have played rugby, Cass?
Oh, many times I thought, why am I playing rugby? That's the question I asked myself, not what I did. But you have to know when to stop, and your body tells you. And I think you have to take that on board. A lot of players don't.
Your body's saying yes, and your mind's saying no. Still, in your heart.
That's the thing, is that I think you still think you can play. You still think you can play. You pull your boots off, and when you're making noises, fastening your shoelaces, I think then you know it's probably time to finish playing rugby.
So when you have to put your socks on the night before you go to bed, and so you can't do it in the morning.
I do remember when I was playing, and it was the following Friday after the Saturday I'd played. I was still injured from the Friday, so that's the problem. That is the problem, isn't it?
It is. And the thing is, I call it Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah.
You never grow up. You don't want to stop doing what you've done.
Cassie's never grown up. Never. So you won't grow up though, will you?
No, why?
So I want to ask everybody, whilst we're on camera now, how much homework have you done for the game today?
For today's match?
Yes.
I've done so much. You would be incredibly proud of me.
Okay.
I'm on the ball. I've got all the names written down on your pad for you. So we're ready to rock and roll.
So just going back to the game, on a more of a serious note, Adam, who do you think is going to win today? Well, actually, I think it's a foregone conclusion. I mean, it's a local derby. You can talk about it being a local derby. Form goes out the window. For me, Hull are going to win all day long, but it's about how many.
Well, I think they'll beat it by 40 points today.
You think
I
so?
do. I
They're
think
at home. They've done really well. You know, they are really hard to break down at home. And looking at some of the players, they really are focused.
Yep.
So we're going to go to a quick break, but all the action starts after the break. Stay tuned. Put the kettle on. Come straight back. See you after the break.
Out, dipping slightly.
Yeah.
Teams are out warming up.
Yep, absolutely. So he's a good lad, Adam, isn't he? He's you can tell he's completely passionate about rugby, and his body's paying the price now, poor kid.
Bless his heart. I can say that, safely say, Terry, that there, for the grace of God, goes many rugby player who plays too much, too long.
What are you talking about?
You just got to know when to stop.
Yeah, I suppose.
You do, and I said before, it's great playing when you've got the time to do it, the ability to do it, but you suffer at the end of it if you don't take care of yourself.
That's the thing, is that you have to look after your body, and we're just going back to the RFU and what they're doing to players now in relation to the head injury assessment, and we'll just talk about that very quickly. I think it is important to make sure that the players are right, and sometimes, I mean, myself included, you'd have a knock on the head and you'd want to play on, but I think it's important that the RFU do look after the players, because you're in this sort of competitive arena and you want to carry on, and the thing is that if you're not looked after, then you just continue to play and continue to get knocks on the head.
Well, the protocols they brought in into the game for head assessments and injuries, anything to do with that sort of area, are well needed, and I think most of the players appreciate that now, that they're from the top to the very bottom of the game, from junior rugby I'm talking about. They are looked after a lot better than we ever were.
Well, look at us too.
I know. You look back and think, what happened to our brain? But on another note, with I was talking to an ex-professional rugby player the other day, and
you talk to everybody,
I
don't
do
you?
everybody. And he played rugby league for many years at the Super League level, and a lad called Kirk Dixon, you know Kirk?
Yeah.
And Kirk was saying that since he's retired from playing, he struggled a little bit with the aftermath of being professional. He was saying to me that all he had to do on a Monday morning was pick his kit and boots up in his bag, and off he went. And now he's working in his family business, but he said so many of the players who he knows who've retired, but the same in Union as well, a bit lost after that buzz of playing and training and being part of a team. Everything's looked after. You've done everything for you. You need to be there at this time, finish at that time, and suddenly it's all gone, and you've got to start making your own way in the world in terms of work and career and outside of that comfort zone. And that's a tough thing to cope sometimes. How did you find that?
Yeah, I think it is difficult. It is absolutely difficult to not just at international level or Premiership level, but even playing at this sort of level. You've got these guys. You're seeing them on a Tuesday night. You're seeing them Thursday night. You've got the banter, and you're playing Saturday. You've got the highs and lows, highs of winning and lows of losses, and you come to the end of the career and you find yourself basically on the scrap heap, and you're still loved by everybody.
You were the scrap heap, yeah.
I was, yeah, but not as early as what you were. But what I'm saying is, you're not part of that you're not part of that circle, and it's it's incredibly difficult to accept the fact that you're not part of that circle.
Well, I guess that at the lower leagues, or the leagues you come down from that high echelon international and Premiership into more social rugby, but it's still when you stop playing, it is hard to find something else to replace that. I found that.
Yeah.
There's always the refereeing, like you went into, and there's coaching that I've gone into, but it still doesn't replace that family spirit you had when it was a player.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Just looking at the whole players here warming up, Gary Pearce, he's really organised. He has the forwards doing their jobs. He's got the backs doing their jobs, and he's a great believer in getting quality ball for his backs. But once the backs have the ball, they have got pace, energy, enthusiasm, and there is a trademark stamp with Gary's sides, aren't there?
Well, how he played the game when he played at Rugby Union, Wales number 10, Nether number 10. He didn't want to be bogged down in the forward back. He wanted the ball in his hands, didn't he? He wanted to play expansive rugby.
Yeah, he does shout and ball. He does sort of knock them into shape. It does Martin Weatherdale there, his assistant, who helps him with the forwards. But again, it's all this, the preparation, for the viewers at home, for people who've not played rugby, this is an integral part of it. You're going through your running lines and things that you've done on a Thursday night, on the team run, and done a few bits and bobs on a Tuesday. This is where it all the focus, all the energy, all the direction is basically going to be on the next 80 minutes. If you just have a look at the league tables.
Yeah, we can see where Ionian is sitting in the National 1 division. They're playing down at Amptill today before that game's on. Their game last week was called off. They were due to play Rosslyn Park. But
that would have been a really tough game for us going down there against Rosslyn Park, 14th. I just think had they played that game last week, 2 losses on the bounce, it'd have been quite difficult.
That's a tough league, the National 1. Whichever side you're playing in that league, it's going to be. But
let's have a look at this league.
This is where we're playing today. We're Hull sitting third there on 48 points, just behind Lim.
It's tight. You see, the thing is, for me, you look at the top. It's really tight. You've got the 3, 1, 2, and 3. Preston, Lim, and Hull, very close. Looks as though Preston, provided that they don't have any hiccups. I mean, obviously Hull have to play Preston, but you look at the bottom. Morley, Pocklington, Birkenhead Park. Those 3, that you can see. They're going to be struggling, aren't they?
They are, as we said to the POC director of rugby. to consolidate this year in this league, if they can stay in this league this year, it'd be a great achievement.
Yeah.
But Hull, they're a different mental state. They're looking for that second position, obviously. If they can win today, that puts them in a stronger position.
I mean, Hull have done particularly well over the years. They started well below Yorkshire 1. They've gone through the ranks really well. They've found the level. I think they sort of trumped Ionians. They were the senior side of the area for a season. And then obviously Ionians came up, and there was that fantastic sort of local derby, Hull Ionians versus Hull, which was fantastic to be involved in, fantastic to see. But obviously we're not having that at the moment. Ionians are in the national one, but it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see that competition again between the two clubs.
Yeah, me personally, I'd love to see the two teams going head to head.
Yeah,
it gives the local rugby a focus. I like to see the other local sides doing well, including Hallensians and Beverley, Brid, Driffield. It's great to see that they're all having a resurgence.
Talking about Brid, we've got that big game today, Brid and Drift. I mean, that is going to be. I mean, I'm not sure whether it's on. Is it going to be on?
I don't know whether up in the.
I'll have to, if you know at all, just tweet us in. But if Driffield Bridlington's on and we want the score, because that is going to be a big game today.
Well, it's anyone's call. You asked me on during the week what I thought, and I said Driffield will pinch it.
No, you didn't. You said you couldn't call it. But what's the point getting you on the show if you're not going to commit yourself?
And the Bridlington coach got hold of me on Thursday. I said, what are you talking about? What am I talking about? Oh,
Cookie is doing a good job down at Brid, isn't he?
Ah, fantastic. Look, Brid, Drift, real local rivalry there, massive local derby. Bragging rights are absolutely everything, but also any one of those top 5 teams can be up there.
Yeah,
with a win, they're in.
Just one quick word for our cameraman Brian at home. We're managing to survive without you. I hope you're getting better after your bout of man flu. But we are coping quite well. We're not standing in each other's shadows, so we're doing all right. But thanks. I hope you recover very quickly.
Yeah, serious illness.
Man flu for those viewers at home. It's not very nice. Yeah. But the Pock guys are making their way in now. There's a bit of an issue about what time the kickoff was.
They've put it back slightly. 10 past, I hear. Which still
it does make a big difference, doesn't it? Does it?
Well, no, not at all. I'm just thinking for the light, but we should be okay. We should be okay. Well, that sun's gone down a bit. That makes it.
Some interesting news, though, Ian. I've got some interesting news for you because you've not been doing your homework, and I have. I have got some interesting news.
That's good news.
Do you know what it is?
No, but tell me.
Okay, so where on earth in Premiership North Rugby would you have an injury to one of the players, and the Pocklington side have to go into the bar to drag somebody out to play?
Today,
which is what's going to happen this afternoon.
Onto the bench, not to play.
No, to play. Will Norris is now going to be playing. Who's actually just finishing his pint, I think. And this is local grassroots rugby,
and his
gentlemen.
Pie.
And Ewan Walker, the tight head for Pocklington, has pulled a fetlock. So Will Norris is going to be taking his position at the tight head for Pocklington. Now, that is a story, isn't it?
It is, especially when it's having a nice beer, and a nice pie. And so someone said, "Come on, put it down."
But at least it's not that cold at the moment, is it? So you wouldn't mind too much. Having said that, I would suggest perhaps Adam being in the physical state. If somebody turned around to him this afternoon and said, "Adam, you're on," he would certainly he'd pull his shorts on and have a run about, wouldn't he, poor kid? But for those viewers at home, we have. Somebody who's just sinking his pint, finishing off, but playing for Pocklington in this Premiership North side game between Hull and Pocklington. We've got Mr. Norris, Will Norris, who's going to be taking the place of Ewan Walker, who has pulled a fetlock. What is? How do you pull a fetlock?
I don't know what a fetlock is.
He said he's pulled a fetlock.
He pulled a hamstring.
What it is, it makes a very good word in Scrabble. That's what it does.
Is there such a word?
Let's have a look at the Yorkshire 1 League table.
Yep.
Let's have a look at it again.
This
Oh
is
no,
where-
we haven't seen this
where,
one. Beverley are third. They're doing quite well, aren't they? Beverley Scarborough.
Well,
We
covered that game.
We covered that game, didn't we? And that defies what we saw on the day, doesn't it?
Well, Scarborough actually won that game well.
Yeah,
At Scarborough.
But you got Beverley. It depends if Beverley have been playing Selby, Wheatley Hills, North Ribblesdale, and Bradford Salem.
Yeah,
then you'd understand why they're in that position. But very disappointing for Beverley that day, I thought.
Yeah, they struggled against a heavy Scarborough pack on a very cold day in Scarborough. Hey, but look, they're up there. They're, lying third and fourth behind York, who are pushing ahead with that league. But Hallensians in there fighting still. I like to see Hallensians consolidate this year.
Yeah.
Stay in there. I think they will.
So just looking at the whole team, we'll just very quickly talk about the inside centre. What can you tell me about the inside centre, Ian? Have you done your homework?
Of course I have.
Talk to me about him.
Apparently he's the leading try scorer.
Yes, he is.
And he's scored 27 tries this season so far.
So again,
far.
he is. Yeah, he's from Fiji. He's a Fijian guy, and he's a utility back. But he's been doing particularly well playing for Hull.
He's broken the try scoring record here.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Gary's wrong because he's got it's Haita that's on 24 tries, and he needs to and he's a Romanian guy, and he needs to score 2 more tries in order to beat or equal Leroy Mackenzie's 26 tries in a season. So, do you remember Leroy Mackenzie? What a player!
Leroy.
He was rapid.
That's the word for it, rapid.
Well, anything quicker than us two is rapid anyway, isn't it?
Snail. He's rapid confetti.
He was rapid. He was like a racehorse.
Well,
he was like, he wasn't built like me and you, was he? Eh?
No, he was built for speed.
He was built for speed, but there again, he was strong as well.
He was.
And he can
he
sing.
is.
He could do everything.
Yeah.
So so Leroy Mackenzie, the former Hull FC winger who used to play at Coventry, played England 21s. His 26 try record is in danger. Well, it will be in danger because you'd like to think that Haita's going to be scoring 2 tries before the end of the season.
What was your biggest try tally in the season, Terry?
Let's have a think now. Let me count them up.
Do you think you got sent off
No,
more
no,
than
hold
you
on.
scored tries?
I'm just counting up. 1 try.
Just the one.
It wasn't about scoring tries for me. It was about making them, setting the platform for the future. But I do remember actually scoring 2 tries in one game.
Did you?
Yeah, I do. And
Was that a touch game?
no. It was playing for Wakefield, and the story was that I was going in for a hat trick. I went for the dive and I dropped the ball, so I didn't get a hat trick.
Really?
No,
That was the story.
Slightly embarrassing. I don't know why I'm telling you live. So yeah, we've got Thomas Tonumi, who's playing in the centre, who's Fijian born. He is. All Fijians have got this ability to be very, very light and flat. You catch people flat-footed, don't they?
Well, it's dry, it's cold, but it's built for pacey rugby. That pitch looks in good condition now.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting Hull to throw this ball about and really put pressure. Well, here comes Pocklington.
Yeah. So today's referee as well is Adam Morrison from Yarm. He's a history teacher at School Yarm.
I think we're having a minute's silence before kick-off today, in honour of one of the Hull players' fathers who passed away, a stalwart of the club. So we'll have that.
Have you got the ability? Have you got the ability to be quiet for a minute? Let's just wait for the whole players to come out. Are the whole players going to come out?
I think they will be in a minute or 2.
Yeah, come on, Hull is the shout from the Pocklington players. The thing is, that's all a game but with Gary in his mind games, isn't he? He does play these mind games, doesn't he? As all players come out. So if you're at home, Tom Rice, I hope your infection in your calf's getting better. I'm sorry you're not down here. The Hull captain currently recovering after a visit in A&E. But let's have a minute's silence as the referee will blow his whistle. Cassie, it means silent. Here we go. There we go, that's the minute. Referee there, Adam Morrison, making a sly look at his watch. But that was like a scene out of Crime Watch, wasn't it?
Bless them. Right, here we go. This is a big main event, Terry.
This is it. This is what it's all about. This is why we get up in the morning. Isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair. Here we go. Pot to take the drop.
Okay. Pollock to start this game off as Adam Morrison, the referee, signals for the start of the game.
Taken in. Hole number 5.
Good tackle there by Fothergill.
It's the Gar side.
Good talk by the referee there, telling the Pocklington players to get on the back foot.
Whole forwards was working their way out of the red 25.
So they're working well in the pods of the Hull players. Somebody boshing the referee out the way. Harding just chips forward.
Looking for the quick box.
Well taken.
Good chase.
Good take. Well take by Holborough there.
Was.
Davison feeds his open side. Jackson's been playing well as Jackson actually.
And it's Pot looking to move it wide quickly.
Good defence, good line speed by Hull though, isn't it? They've not really made any inroads, Pocklington.
A bit isolated
again,
there.
He is. Say Morton.
Good defence by Hull. Strong carry.
Those of you at home, number 3 Norris is the late replacement for Walker. There he is at the back. He was here just to watch the game, poor kid.
Look, he had his boots with him, Terry.
Yeah, exactly. That's good defence by Amber. Looked a bit forward that, but taking him by
Flat at
Holbrook
best.
again.
Referees had played on.
Davison shouting instructions, feeds his Pollock, his 10.
Looking to move the ball wide.
Yeah, just drifted a bit too much across the field as Flint takes it on, manages to stay on his feet. Still nowhere through. Holbrook manages just to make some inroads there.
Strong carry.
Fothergill drives it on. Good ball retention. Davison feeds Pollock. Again, it's just behind the gain line, but well played there by Hardy. He's taking him on.
Good defence by the Hull.
Yeah, they've made
Hull
no
back line.
ground at all, have they? So
Yeah.
there's a penalty advantage here. Referee signalling Hull offside. We're playing advantage, but Pocklington still playing there as a penalty. There's no advantage there.
No, first penalty of the game. I saw that.
Adam Morrison
there was a
there,
bit of a
signaling.
suspicious tip tackle in the centre play there. The referee saw it.
Well, just at that point there, a tip tackle.
Yeah, his legs went through the. Oh, didn't find touch, but I think he's knocked it on. Referee's playing on at the moment.
Used his feet there. That's great step in there by Birch. He's light on his feet, he's Birch. We are related in some way, in some form, Birch.
Oh, yeah. Pock will be annoyed with that, though, too, not finding touch.
Yeah, it's Cardinal.
Yeah,
so well played.
You have to get.
It's
your
a strong
position.
K. Drove it on there. Good leg speed.
And there's the first penalty of the hole.
For me, I mean, okay, why not try them? Why not test them? You know, Harding's looking around, bossing, you know, clapping his hands. But, you know, why not test them early on? Quick tap, because Pocklington were not ready against the broken defence. That's the best time to attack. Johnson kicks for touch.
Yeah, good deep kick.
Good deep kick.
Touch
Just underneath us now. So referee Adam Morrison, as I said, is a history teacher. If he'd have read the history books, he'd have known that Hull won the last encounter 30-0 at Pocklington.
They did. So it's Michael Joplin to take the line.
He's got a neck like yours, Ian.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's got more hair than I.
It's not difficult. So Hull have shortened the line. Pocklington looking to try and disrupt this. Good movement in the line from Hull. Well taken.
Yeah.
Joplin takes the throw well.
Oh, disrupting by the
Pulls at the back there, but
by
Pocklington
they've got the hands on the ball there.
Yeah,
Oh,
well played.
breakaway.
Stafford drives it on. Wanted to take it on again. It's like Harding's barking instructions. The scrum half saying, take it on. He doesn't want it taken on again by Regasso.
Still calling for it.
See, the forwards are taking the pounding at the moment, just trying to tire the Pocklington defence out. Just now's the time to spread it wide. Now's the time we see the Hull backs just open their legs, and first time they've got it, and the first time they score.
Finish.
Absolutely fantastic play by Hull.
Yes,
Referee says yes. It took a long time to say yes,
He
but
did.
I mean that is the first time that Hull backs have had the ball at all, never mind in space, and that is the first time that the Pocklington defence has been breached, and that looked too easy.
It did. It was a
It
strong
was just
finish.
straight
though,
hands,
too.
wasn't it? The forwards took it on 3 times. Good ball retention. Harding feeds Johnson to Numi, passes on to Hurd, and then we just straight walking into the corner. 5 points to 0 to Hull. It's only 6 minutes gone. It's going to be hard work for Pocklington, isn't it?
I think so. Look, they've got to roll the sleeves up and get stuck in. Missing touch from the penalty doesn't help.
Yeah,
First couple of minutes.
you're absolutely right. You pointed that out as a cardinal sin. You cannot miss touch. For the forwards, for their psychological well-being, you cannot miss touch. Here we go. Look, forwards are driving it in. Great play. You've got
Quick recycle.
Harding to Johnson, offloads.
Just simple
to
hands.
Numi, simple hands. Birch just feeds. Haita. He only needs one more try now to beat Leroy Mackenzie's record.
He's a big lad, strong runner.
And he's got the kick as well.
Good kick.
Just to add a bit more salt into the wound for Pocklington. They are uphill all the way today, aren't they? There's the sun beats straight down into the ground. Pocklington are looking straight on into the abyss at the moment. They're not going to be enjoying the next 30 minutes of this game, I can tell you now.
Well,
it's going to be hard work for them.
This is where they have to build, Terry. It's character. It's how they respond, as you know.
So
Another
Hull
strong
again,
carry,
good strong carry. It's like
But breaking
Harding
that gain
feeds.
line. It's all about getting momentum on that
Johnson's
gain line,
looking
Terry,
to step.
and they're doing it at the moment pretty easily.
Yeah, Harding feeds his donkeys again. Look, you see, they're just taking all the pressure off the backs.
The line speed of the Pot Boys has to be quicker than this. That
So
first
they're
up
just-
tackle has to be strong.
They're going up. They're they're going up in ones and twos. It'll just allow that space, that Hull desire just to allow their backs to be able to give them that space to create the overlap. He's done quite a bit of work as Dias there, the prop from Rotherham, who's initially at Rotherham, now at Hull.
He came from Ionian as well last year. He was playing there.
That was offside. Came off his own man. You have to be in an onside position. The Pocklington centre, Hardy, was in an offside position. It's so difficult not to pick the ball up. You have to be really well disciplined not to just instinctively pick that ball up. You'd pick it up though, wouldn't you?
I would have.
If you were there.
I would have done.
As Hull again. Oh, he's missed touch.
He's sliced that.
That's called his mark.
For the corner again.
Flint called the mark, feeds it, gives him a better angle, and he misses the touch. Harding passes inside, long pass. It looks quite dangerous this as well, but the way that they always look like Harding offloads, gets his fullback Birch into a bit of space.
It's quick recycled ball there, Terry. They're moving it quickly through the hands. Probing. Looking for that gap in the middle backs. Just another strong carry.
He's playing well. He just managed to knock it on there, did he not?
Finding a prop out in the middle there. It's hard to stop a prop running at you in your centre.
It is. It's asking a lot of the defence. What they're doing, it's a really intelligent play from Hull. They're managing to recycle the ball and put some big boys in against poor old Pollock, who's having to tackle some 18 stone, 19 stone boys running on the hoof, as they say. It must be, we're only, poor old kid, 10 minutes into the game and he's already made 12 tackles, and these big boys that are running. I mean, it's going to find it hard work all day long.
It's a long afternoon.
As Davidson, the number 20 for Pocklington, feeds the scrum. The reason why he's wearing 20, the normal scrum half, is a big lad, so the number 9 shirt's quite big, so it doesn't fit this poor old Davidson, who's a little bit slightly built.
Good scrum though by Pock.
Yeah, that's the first scrum.
Yep.
That's a bit more pace. That was asking more questions when Hurd was driving in there, the England counties player last year. So they've got some quality of Pocklington. It's about making sure they get the quality ball that they need from the forwards.
I haven't any doubt about that. Last season they came up as champions.
Oh, it's a turnover ball. This is where Hull are dangerous. Broken play. They've got the ability, as we can see here. This is what they have. This is Hayata. He has got now the record equaling try to equal Leroy McKenzie. Now, I said as soon as Hull get turnover ball, they look really, really dangerous, and it's just proved it there, Ian, haven't they?
He made that look
easy,
at this. But it wasn't easy.
Knocks on, great tackle.
Pick up.
Look at this leg speed. Wasn't held. Here we go.
Picks and goes.
Watch this
One
leg speed.
tackle,
Drives it through.
3 tackles.
You have to make those tackles, though, don't you? I mean, nice dive at the end.
Carry.
Fortunately, he didn't drop it. But Gary Pearce was saying, watch this guy, watch Hayata. He needs 2 more. He's from Romania. Had a bit of a problem with language. He's been at Hull for quite some time now. He's now 26 tries. It equals Leroy McKenzie's all-time record. And we're not even halfway through the season. We're just halfway through the season. He's going to score a few tries, isn't he?
He's going to score a lot more than
well, if it's tackling like that. So 12 points to 0. Hayata goes in for his second as we watch for the kick to make it 14 points to 0. No.
Not that time.
No.
So it stays at 12 points to 0. 12 minutes gone. Point a minute.
So Hayata scores at 5 minutes and he scores at 12 minutes. I hope for Pocklington's sake that scoring regime does slow down for Pocklington's sake. Because it's quite disheartening, isn't it, when you come off the back of a huge loss. Pollock kicks. Nobody really claiming it from Hull there.
Not forward by
Gary's
Pocklington.
not going to be too happy with that.
Nobody's coming.
Okay, so we've got our second scrum now. As Adam Morrison, Mr. Morrison takes them back to the point where the knock-on was. Knock on by Pocklington first by the looks of it, so Hull have the scrum. This is the first scrum for Hull, and this is a good test to see how Hull's scrum is on their own ball, because effectively what you've got 7 players pushing against the 8 because the hooker is not in a position to push because he's ordinarily striking the ball in.
Well, any front row player can strike the ball this season, Terry.
Oh, I'm pleased I'm not playing anymore. I'd get a kick in the shin.
Did you ever strike it before?
I'm not playing.
No.
Okay, so Harding to put the ball in. That's a good scrum.
Yes,
Powerful
strong.
Foodster.
Good platform.
Johnson.
Looking to move that ball
Look
every
at this.
opportunity
Yeah,
wide. There he goes again.
He's a
He's having a
handful, isn't he?
field out at the moment.
Oh, my
that's too
word.
strong.
That is it. That is it. They're going to have to. Hull are going to have to take him off. They're going to have to take him off and give Pocklington a chance.
That's not fair. The crowd are shouting.
Oh, he is quality. He is quality. He's incredible, though, isn't he?
That was a strong.
Look at this.
strong
Look at
run.
this. I mean, he's got pace. He beats his first man. 15 should make a better effort. He didn't square him off. You can see the resignation on number 11, Flint's face.
I guess that shows that the class between the top and the bottom of this league, I guess, Terry.
I think, yeah.
there.
I think it also shows. Look at the speed of this. Look, show him go, and he just goes in the corner. I mean, even when Hurd was pushing Flint along, Flint still couldn't catch him. There he is. He's Romanian international.
Is that a hat trick?
Yes, it is indeed.
Already?
We're only 15 minutes in as Hull look to stretch the lead by 2 more.
What would you be saying to the Pock side, Terry, if you were coaching them?
Bring some more players on. Let's play with 19. It's a good kick. It looks good. No, it's just drifted
point
right.
to the left there.
Which way? It depends if you're looking at it from this side or that side.
From his left.
Thought you didn't know your left from your right there, Ian. You've had too many knocks on the head.
What's the score, Terry?
The score's on the board. 17 points to Hull. 15 minutes into the game as Pocklington get to their usual positions.
At the moment, they need to get
Flint's
the ball.
chasing
They need hands
That's
on the
well
ball, Terry,
taken.
to
You do.
create some play.
But the difficulty is that if Hull start scoring at will like this, then I think Hull will lose their pattern. Everybody will want to score. You get white line fever, and then the game becomes a bit of a scrap. But if they stick to their game plan, that was obstruction there. You had Kay running in front of his Johnson.
Well, what do? Take the points, Terry, or go for the corner?
Oh, you
Build
can't
some
nil.
pressure.
You can't get nilled again, surely. They have to. Me personally, it's like, yeah, I'd go for the corner then. No, I would actually try and get 3 points on the ball, so you won't end up with a 0.
Well, no,
But listen,
I
this is
disagree.
good.
I
I mean, we
disagree.
haven't seen Pocklington's lineup. We haven't seen their catch and drive.
No, they need to build
They
some
haven't-
pressure. They want some ball.
Yeah,
They've got a chance to apply some pressure now.
it's their first
yeah.
lineup.
It's confidence.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
I know.
As Birch looks to throw.
Hull not competing at the line there.
It's a good drive, well tidied. You got the Jobley. They've got Norris at the back.
Yeah, they've pulled it to the back. They're going for it.
It's a poor.
Good drive by Pock.
It's poor defence by Hull. Really, it's a bit slack. But they seem to be really well
They're still
drilled.
going forward.
Pocklington. They are driving for the line. They're looking pretty confident.
One more.
Yes, that is a try. That is a try, referee. That is a
No,
try.
he's called it held up.
Nice. If we have a look at that again, I'm telling you, that did look like a try. And it was our man, Mr. Norris, who only half an hour ago was having a pint in the bar.
And they denied him?
Yeah,
Where?
I think so. Hey, listen,
Can we see
who
a
are we
grounding
to argue?
there?
Who are we to argue with the referee?
We couldn't see from that
The
angle.
referee can't go upstairs.
From that
But
angle better?
if we have a look at this angle,
Oh, I think it was.
he did get it down.
Yeah.
Flint smashes his hand on the ground. If you look at it.
Well, scrum down, Pock ball.
So it wasn't a bad call after all, but they didn't score. The referee says no. Scrum Pocklington as Davidson looks to put the ball in. On his heels there, Harding, the scrum half from Hull. Few problems up in the front row. Referee seems to have a quick word, sorts them out. There's no excuses about slipping in this on this pitch. And the quality of the pitch is incredible.
First class surface to play on.
So Pollock, Davison to put the ball in. It's a good
strong scrum. It's steady. For that second effort now, the ball's come loose. Pick up and go by the Pock 8, Holbrow. And again,
Jackson twisting and turning, finding his way through. He's a strong 7 as the open side from Pocklington. The back row, Durkin drives it on. It's a good interplay by the Pocklington back 3. Again, Jackson takes it on. They're taking a lot of responsibility to the back row. Again, the forwards keeping it tight. They've taken a leaf out of Hull's, but the whole defence there was really good, driving them back. Yeah. Norris takes them on. I say that the defence from Hull is particularly good there, but it is a quick pick and go from
they're inching their way.
Pocklington. They are making some ground, and then they just get repelled right at the end. That was good defence. Great driving back by the scrum half Harding. Showed a lot of strength for a back. Morton drives it on. Penalty advantage.
And they're through there.
Try.
A pick and go.
Just
from
dipped
Holbrow.
Under Stafford. Just being a bit of a spectator. Holbrow manages to just sneak over. That looked like one of your tries, Ian, where you just flop over. But I mean, they all count. They all do count. And here we are. Just have a look at this again. The forwards from Pock just driving it, keeping it tight. Holbrow, it's very slack defence from Hull.
That will give Pocklington a lot of confidence.
Look at this. Where is the guard man? Where is the guard man?
They know they can match them in those tight areas. They'll look to try and keep it more tight. I'm sure this next 20 minutes, and not give Hull too much possession out wide, because they needed that. They needed to score there too. They need to get some
17-5. Yeah. Oh, hey, listen. Maybe I called it too early. Maybe it's not going to be a rout. As Pollock looks to reduce the deficit to 10 points with this kick. And indeed he does.
He does.
Indeed it does. So 17 points to 10 looks a lot more respectable. 17 points to 7 looks a lot more respectable. 10 points in it. 21 minutes gone.
First quarter gone. Well, yeah, the first 5-10 minutes, Terry, you'd have thought it was going to be a completely different.
Never preempt anything, Ian. I've told you all along.
Rugby is a funny game,
especially when you're playing. Okay, so Tanumi to take the kick.
What do you know? Good kick. High, just over the top. Knocked on by Pock. Play on advantage.
Oh, look, this is where, again, turnover ball. Hull just looks so dangerous.
How often do you see it from the kick-off, Terry?
Hardman drives it in. He's only a young 20-year-old prop. It's a young age as Joblin drives it on the front row again, doing all the donkey work. And now they feed it out.
Oh, nice little show and go.
Show and go.
Oh, nice.
It's too easy.
That's a cracking
That is too easy. Well played. Well played, Johnson. You can hear the crowd.
Yeah, it was nice rugby.
Just when you don't want Hull to score, you've just got back in the game, 10 points in it, and they do the cardinal sin. You allow the opposition the opportunity. Look, the
first missed tackle was
3 missed tackles there.
Was not good enough for Pocklington. You have to be looking at themselves, thinking, why do we let that through there?
Look, it's
a lazy arm by the covering prop. You've got to make a better effort than that, Terry.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Because if you don't, the result is
Well, straight through the middle.
try time.
Yeah.
And he gets to add to his tally, Johnson, after scoring that try. Yes. Stabs it over. No doubt with that. You never miss though. Well, let's move on.
Did you ever take a conversion?
Never.
You're not, no?
No. No, they won't.
I used to take conversions.
It's not about you. Let's concentrate on the gaming.
Sorry.
So 24 points to 7, 23 minutes gone. Pocklington find themselves again with the kickoff, but just finding that lead of Hull just getting further and further away. 24 points to 7. Oh, well taken by Hamber. Just lost it there in contact though. Peters takes it on. Davison to his big forwards driving it on. They're taking a leaf out of save. Hull's buck is
Keeping it tight, perhaps.
Pollock. Peters. Morton drives it on. Still good discipline from Hull.
Good tackling by Hull, though, on the gain line. Not really getting across that gain line, Terry, with these drives.
That's good jinky running from Pollock, though. He made some yards there.
He did.
That's better into play. Taken on again by Durkin. Say the back row from Pock have been very busy. And the other back row play, Jackson driving it on. The back row have been keeping them in the game, if you like. Not just defensively, but also in the attack. Again, the back row taking on just to try and suck that defence in. As
That's a
Peters
good ball.
takes it on. It's just offload. Oh.
Referee not happy with that.
Yeah.
And it's straight to the yellow.
He gives, and we have the first in him, Stafford, the captain. Was it for a deliberate knock on? So the whole guy has gone to the bin. Actually, it's Harding, the scrum half. So that is going to be quite a costly 10 minutes for Hull as we start our sin bin clock in the corner there. You can see the viewers at home.
Yeah, deliberate knock on.
It's the naughty boy step for 9 minutes 47 seconds for Harding, the Hull scrum half. Potentially stopping a scoring opportunity, the referee perhaps thought.
Well, you put your hand in the way when the ball's being passed
Don't
out.
make an attempt to catch it,
No,
absolutely.
You 9 times out of 10, you go to the bin.
Yeah, so they're going to go for the corner. They have got a good catch and drive, Pocklington, so it's going to be interesting, this. They're a scrum half down Hull. They're not probably going to miss the scrum half in the next couple of minutes in this line-out, but certainly when it comes to punching, hitting through the side of the rucks and mauls, you know, the scrum half is usually there to take any missed tackles. Let's have a look. So we've got Birch's
Same
throw.
again, I think, from Pocklington.
Nice throw to the back.
Bit loose,
slightly
picked up
untidy.
by the hooker. Birch. Another pick and go. They're making the yard to the middle there.
Jackson's driving on again. They say the back row have done particularly well, haven't they? No way through there. They're going to have to just push it out a little bit wider from that tight ruck.
They're patient. They're building. The ball's
It is
available.
very tight, very tight. It's tight. It's very close indeed. As Pocklington take it on, Davidson looks to just try and
Gone.
drives it off.
I think he's doing a double movement there, Terry.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely, absolutely right, Mr. Referee. Oh, there's a bit of aftercuffs. Come here, you. He says. He's going to have a word with the captain. When I say stop it, he says. I didn't do anything, sir.
Well, maybe.
Yes, double movement. You call that in. Well done. Well done.
I did see that.
Look at this as he drove over. Slowed a little bit of impatience there. Look, on his knees. Yeah, it's tempting, but it's against the rules, against the laws.
He was
You know,
held, he was
once
tackled.
your knees are
yeah.
on the ground, somebody's made a tackle, you have to release the ball and not try and go over to score the try. Well spotted, Mr. Referee. Thank you, Mr. Morrison.
And Mr. Castler.
Have you ever thought about refereeing?
I did once.
So we've got Joblin to throw. They've got no scrum half, so who's gone into scrum half? I think it's Tanumi.
I didn't really
He doesn't look very comfortable there, though, does he?
I didn't want to lose my friends like you.
Oh,
That's
that was straight.
Was that you, Terry, throwing it? Oh, sorry.
No,
It reminded me for a second. That's what it reminded me where I was then.
I had this horrible sinking feeling when I watched that ball float in there.
Was it me again then?
For those viewers at home, throwing was not my strong point.
Mm.
Oh, dear me.
It certainly wasn't.
Okay, so Hull are now a man down. So the question is, do they? Well, they have to play with the scrum half. He has to stay within a metre of the scrum. So that means that the backs are outnumbered straight away from this set piece. As
Where can
Davison
you
feels
stand
you have to be
with
within the metre when you put the ball in. As the number 8 drives to come blindside, knowing that there's no scrum half there. Very intelligent play from Pocklington. Just a bit lazy lane there at the Hull number 4. He's quite
Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit messy around
bit
that.
too slow
back
to
area.
get up on his feet. But well played by Kay, coming straight through the middle, making it very unpleasant for the Pocklington guys. But there is a hole
He's found
there,
a gap there.
and he has found a gap. Very good interplay. Good defence also from Poole. Manages to scramble his way back, stops a certain try there. And he just holds on to the ball too long to give the penalty to Hull. But hey, listen, there is light at the end of the tunnel for the Pocklington guys. Great interplay there, but just unlucky for Kay, holding onto the ball onto the ground.
The frustrating thing is, too, that's two clear try-scoring opportunities now. They've got.
Oh, they're running it from here. There's no.
Well, they can see their strengths out wide here, Terry, aren't they?
Well, it's dangerous in your own 22.
Well, they're full of confidence, the whole pack, their backs. They're probably thinking, come on, we've enough of that messing about.
Well, they're man down
in that
though.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to faze them as
No.
the big, strong centre takes them on, and he's Tahumi's standing in the scrum half position and manages to take everybody on at the moment as the Poole drives it on for Hull.
They've worked it well there.
And now they see sense to taken on again by Pocklington. He's looking quite nippy, that Davison, the scrum half for Pocklington, but just seems to be on his own too much. We are looking at 3 tries to 1 at the moment, but you know, Pocklington have bombed 3 tries themselves, haven't they? 2 tries.
Two particularly. They're having a go again through the middle. They're having
absolutely.
success taking that ball through the forwards.
So if you even got the centre in there, Hardy taking on the role of some of the donkeys as Holbrook drives it on, using his leg speed, trying to make some inroads into this very strong Hull defence.
Good counter-rooking by the whole pack, though.
Just
making it awkward for them.
Makes it really difficult as Peters stands and delivers and tries to present the ball in a fashion where it makes it a quality ball for the backs at Pocklington, but nothing seems to be coming back. It doesn't seem to be presented on a plate. Run into his old man.
He did.
Obstruction.
Did he hold on too long there in the pack?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, that they're trying to take Hull on at the forward game. I don't think they've got the personnel there. They haven't got anything in their armoury. As, again, Hull look to spread it wide. They're really confident as Birch steps. Looks strong. They don't seem to be missing at the moment, Harding at scrum half, do they? To think that Hull now are 14 men to Pocklington's 15. They haven't really taken the advantage, Pocklington, have they? They've kept it very tight.
They did. I can see why.
Good defence by Hull.
I think one of the old sparring partners in the stand there, Terry, from Pocklington, Mick Watson. Did I see
Mick
there?
Watson. I didn't see him.
Watching the game. There.
Oh, there he is, yeah. The old West Hartlepool played at Harlequins, played in the north against New Zealand with me.
They did, that's right.
Oh, good step in there.
That's
by
nice, bit of
Pollock,
rugby.
yeah.
Not held. You can go forward that. You can keep,
Yes, you
keep
can.
going. It's just execution there. The moment letting Pock down. The vital moment. Because they've been in this game for the last 15 minutes, Terry.
You're right.
Okay, the player advantage, but
again, Ian, they have to capitalise on the fact that they're one man up. You know, Pocklington are one man up, and they just don't seem to be able to retain the ball and hold on to the ball sufficiently long enough to create quality ball to allow them to have a sustained attack.
No, you're right. That's frustrating.
Looking at the sin bin on the bottom left of your screen now, 3 tries to 1, but 1 minute 16, but the referee's whistle has stopped, so I suspect he's going to stop the sin bin. And having said that, ours is a rolling clock. The referee stopped his clock there, so let's have a look what's happening here. Ooh, I think we're looking at a dislocated finger in here.
Oh, lovely. Have to come off there. They'll put that back in. I'm sure he'll strap it up and be back on.
It's times like this I'm quite pleased I'm sat here having a cup of tea watching and commentating on the game, actually.
Yeah. Looking for a doctor?
Yeah.
In the house? Anybody there?
I was speaking to Lisa, the physio, who's there before the game. It's not good when a physio has to be used, but it is good that they are there to be used in case they are needed to be used.
Yeah.
Or is that
100%.
too difficult for you to follow?
Do you want to say that again?
Oh, dear me. As I say, the light is beginning to fade. We're not even at half time yet. We've got 34 minutes into the game. So
yeah, we're back on.
Right, we're back on. The referee's clock has rolled. Mr. Morrison from Yarm. We can hope there's not too many stops, Mr. Referee, because we may run out of light, and that won't be good because there are no floodlights here. So Tanumi looks to put the ball in the standing scrum half for the Simbind Harding, who's currently watching from the sidelines for his slap down. Well taken. Stafford looks strong when he comes from the back of that scrum, doesn't he?
Punching big holes and over that
you've got 13 Hurd in there looking to support. This is an old tactic of Gary Pearce, just to drag them, trying to create an overlap on the left-hand side, which indeed they do.
Another strong carry by Johnson, taking 3 players to stop him. Just players in the way there, and he's pinned, over the pinged hole.
Yeah, he's absolutely right, the referee. Absolutely right. Basically, what happened to, Hull made the inroads, they did particularly well. Johnson sidestepped, show and go, went down, and then the supporting guys who were coming to ruck, clear the ruck out, didn't stay on their feet, fell straight over on the ball. Penalty.
One of the rules, one of the things you talk to the kids in mid rugby, stay on your feet in that ruck area.
So we're looking at 36 minutes gone, 4 minutes left. The sin bin's up, but has the referee noticed? But again, it's up to the referee's discretion. I hope he's looked at his watch. I'm sure that the Hull captain, the Hull players, the Hull coach will be shouting, "What about the sin bin, referee? What about the sin bin?" As Birch throws in for Pocklington. They've done all right in the line out. They usually throw to the back, and indeed they do go to the back again. As great take by Peters.
They're moving it into the back.
And Flint's at the back there, passes it back to his fellow second row.
No purchase there, so they're moving it into their back line. Well picked up off his
died
toes.
on him though.
But again, that slight knock.
Well, it all started though. The Davidson to Pollock had to pick a dipping ball up. He was running away from the ball was down on him. It always made it quite difficult for him then to distribute onto his centre. Really difficult for Hardy to just gather that ball, but I don't know if it's his fault. You know, it was the dipping ball from Davidson to Pollock, which was really difficult for him to handle, wasn't it?
Terry, execution under pressure.
It's a bit
not good enough.
You can't be going around executing people for dropping balls, but
the execution.
Well, he's back on now anyway.
Of the core skill was not
Harding's
there.
back on.
Let me restate that.
So the first time from his sin bin in, Harding puts the ball in.
Strong,
are we going to see
scrum parity there? And Hull moving it. Oh, just lost his footing. Coming straight from the side there.
Absolutely.
Hull brow.
So they should look for a quick tappy.
You cannot clear out from the side of a ruck. You've got to enter through the gate.
The
not
gate,
your
for,
gate,
the gate,
not your
yeah,
back
the
door
gate,
gate,
the
but
gates,
your gates.
for those people at home, it's the hindmost foot. You come from the hindmost foot to make contact with the ruck as Hull look to just nibble into the 22 of Pocklington, just outside the 22. It's going to be a Hull throw from that penalty, just underneath Ian, myself, under our studio here as we look to see how the
there we are.
Joblin throws.
You can see it's in a hut.
Well taken.
Nice transference. Good drive. Again, breaking that gain line. Second phase ball.
Oh, driven in. It's looked driven in with a lot of force. Referee's in the way there. Knock on, says the referee.
He's given the knock on.
Ooh, something going on there. A lot of handbags. Joblin just get a bit of a forearm there. If I saw that, it's a bit uncalled for, Mr. Joblin. On his 100th game today, Ian.
Having a winger running into a prop.
So just for those viewers at home, and for Ian who hasn't done his homework, this is the hooker Joblin's 100th game this afternoon for Hull. He's been here for a few years now. So congratulations to Joblin on his 100th game today. Absolutely. But very lucky to not get a good ticking off from the referee from that soft forearm into the winger's face there.
No, I think it was nothing, Terry.
Davidson puts the ball in. Well, looking at your nose, it was nothing. Your nose has seen a few of those in the time, hasn't it?
It was nothing.
Okay, so we've got Davidson putting the ball in for Pocklington. Can they orchestrate anything from their own 22?
Bit of pressure there. It was good scrum by Pocklington taking that.
Oh, slipping about.
Nice strong carry.
It was a strong carry. Oh, charge down there by
a little kick through.
Spool.
Pick up.
Regathers. He goes into the corner. Stafford. Yes.
Yeah, well played.
That's his first try of the afternoon for the captain. Stafford. That was too easy, wasn't it? Charged down. Played a bit of football on the ground with the... it was a good ball control.
It was.
Fight to stay. Great play there by Poole.
Bend down and pick it and pop that.
It was a Leicester Academy player, was Poole, last year. And I don't know whether that was Leicester football or Leicester Tigers, but he certainly showed a lot of footballing skills.
Yeah, that was good. Good play.
Yeah, well played. Well played indeed. Look. Great play. Just allows that flip pass. Stafford, the captain for Hull, just to stretch the lead. 29 points to 7 with this kick. Probably just going to round this half off to make it 31 points to 7. 4 tries to 1. Concentration. Johnson. Oh my word, is it?
Oh, he just pulled it. This time across the face of the posts.
Well, that wasn't a good effort, but what it does do, it keeps the score slightly down, 29 points to 7, 4 tries to 1.
At half time.
Hull with a bit of a canter, but Hull are coming in, where Pocklington are staying out. Well, we were told that they were all staying out in. So Ian set. Gary does set his own agenda.
Yeah.
He won't be talked to, will he?
No.
He won't be told what to do,
He'll do what he wants to do.
which is fine.
It's his ball.
Careful, referee.
What's going on? It's his ball. He'll play with it or go home with it. It's one of those.
So just very quickly round up. Ian, let's talk about that half very quickly. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. Let's talk about Hayita. You know, the 5th minute, 12th minute, scores 2 tries. And then he goes in for his 3rd, and not soon after, you know, he's got some pace, hasn't he?
Lightning and strong carry, strong runner. I can see why he's putting the tries in this season.
I'm surprised. He's a great player, and he looks. You can just tell he's a class above most of what we've got on here. How come he hasn't been picked up by maybe a club higher than this?
Well, he asked us the question: why won't he leave a side that's doing well?
Yeah.
He's enjoying his rugby here. You know, where's he going to go? There's only really one side in the area playing a higher standard at Ionians. If he really wanted to go there, he would go, but he's happy here, and he's doing a good job for Hull.
He is. He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the combination 12 Tanumi. We could see what he can do. Hurd, who plays at the 13 outside centre for Hull. Played England counties. And then you got Hayita. Well, we can see what he does, the Romanian international. And we got Adlard, the former Hull FC player. I mean, that's quality, isn't it?
They've got some pace in the middle backs for Hull. And I think they've got a really good, strong team come together. I think that their forwards are doing a job. They're not dominating the set piece.
I think they're being controlled, aren't they?
The defence has been good. They've defended well. I think Pocklington, if you look at what's happened in that first half, they've missed a couple of opportunities where they perhaps could have scored or should have scored. They had a couple of knock-ons and one player running into each other when they had the chance when the scum half a hole was off with that yellow card. So they've been playing a very tight forward for the last 25-30 minutes, whereas Hull, every opportunity they're getting, they're trying to move the ball wide. Obviously, they know their strength lies out wide.
Yeah.
And if they can move that big Pocklington pack around, they're going to find the gaps.
I think when you look at the backs, I mean, whilst we talk about the Tanumi, we talk about Hurd and Hayita and Aldad, Birch as well. You know, he is like a local kid who came from Driftfield, and he looks really quite light on his feet, and he's able to beat people very quickly, isn't he? He's got some pace about him.
Well, I think Hull have got a balanced side there this season, and you can see why they're pushing for a top 2 position.
It scratches your head. You think, well, hold on a minute. If Hull are 3rd, what on earth are the other 2 teams like who are above them? Because Hull look quite an accomplished side, don't they? They look well drilled. They look strong in most of the areas. I can't see any weaknesses at the moment. They just look a very formidable side, don't they?
They do. I'll be surprised if they're not challenging for a playoff position this season. On the showing so far.
Yeah.
But they started off they had a draw, then a couple of home losses, close games. But they're getting better.
Yeah.
As the season goes on, so they'll be more confident as they approach those repeat games or the return games.
I mean, we know Gary. We know what it is all about. We know that he strives for success, and ordinarily he does get success, doesn't he?
Yeah, everywhere he's coached, he's brought home championships, cups. He's done well as a coach in the local area. I
mean, when you look at what Gary's done, he was actually a former head coach down at Pocklington, wasn't he?
He was.
Had many successful seasons there. Brought Pocklington from, a very, very low side to a very good side, and they went through the leagues quite rapidly. And then he moved from Pocklington to Hull, where he is now. Had a few years at Hull, had 3 promotions with Hull, moved to Ionians, had a promotion with Ionians, came back to Hull last year. Unfortunately, didn't have any input into the relegation of Hull, but Hull have been, doing particularly well this year, and I think hopefully they'll look at some sort of promotion. It'd be nice for Hull to have some sort of promotion. But having said that, we talked about it all the time. When are you happy being in the position you're in? When are you comfortable? I mean, Ionians want to go to a higher level, but sense has to prevail. You know, finance talks as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've discussed this so often now in the last few months and the last few weeks about aspiration and reality of rugby clubs in when it comes to below Premiership. You know, Championship rugby, in my opinion, is it is in a good state. You know, you've got a league within a league there. Teams like Rotherham who are struggling at the bottom of the Championship and paying players half-time money, and at the top of the league you've got players on £1 million a year salaries in the same league. So you know, it's all out of kilter, out of balance.
Do you think they should split the National Division 1?
Yes, without a doubt. I just, my personal opinion, I don't understand a National Division 1.
Yeah, I think for to allow the clubs to invest in the side, they should cut it down to north and south, maybe even in the national or the championship, shall I say?
Yeah, I mean, there's views for and against, but if you actually take the arguments on the against, with the travelling, with the cost, with the fact that you know, most of the teams in national will can't and won't be able to play in the championship position. You think, well, what is the point? Where are we going with this? What is the long-term goal? There are clubs such as Darlington Moden Park with the infrastructure to play at a higher level, absolutely. Coventry with a £1 million budget, with again infrastructure and an amount of players available to pick from, absolutely. But the majority of those teams can't.
So let's have a look. The Hull players have had their cup of tea and chocolate and bread, whatever they're having, their pizza. They'll be coming out very shortly. I can't understand why Pocklington didn't go in, because it is cold out there. And you know, the thing is that when you go inside, you do get the attention of your coach. You can identify weaknesses, strengths, reinforce exactly how they should be played. And I know Gary is very disciplined. He will get his message across to the players, and you're going to see the weaknesses of Pocklington perhaps exposed a little bit more after Gary's had his very eagle eye tactical awareness.
Well, I think that try before half-time was pretty critical. If I'm honest, Terry, I think that may have broke the resistance of Pocklington.
Yeah.
After that 20-minute spell where they had some parity. Hey, we'll see. I think Hull will come out full of confidence now to move the ball. I expect this young gentleman on the wing here could well be taking another couple of tries. We shall see.
He has got a swagger about him, hasn't he? He does look confident, doesn't he?
Well,
Hayter.
Yeah. When you're scoring tries for fun, Terry.
Okay, so this second half underway as Tanumi looks to get Hull into the Pocklington half, as he does. Well taken by Peters. Well driven on by Pocklington. Just still a bit static, still a bit slow. You see the forwards taking it stood still. It's so easy to tackle as Stafford just takes, as Holbrook just takes it on.
Trying to find the gap. Oh, didn't get the bounce. Still pressure though. Still pressure.
Looks to be under a little bit of pressure himself. Could potentially be a penalty against.
Not rolling away.
Oh no! It's gone against. It's gone against Pocklington. Coming from the side.
You got caught there.
That's the thing, is that such a complex laws. Rugby union, you know, it could go either way. It's all about the interpretation of the referee, and the referee saw then that Pocklington came in from the side and thus giving the penalty to Hull Rugby Union. So line out to Hull just on the 10 within their own half, as the game slightly lost a little bit of its excitement as Joblin throws. A lot of movement in the line-out for Hull. It's just
well taken.
Taken on there by Hardman, the 20-year-old prop.
He got some pace for a prop in the good hands as well, Terry.
Yeah, he has.
Well, look at this lad. Yeah. The future.
Driven on there by Regasso.
He's offering himself again. Moving
and
the ball.
Yes.
That's good rugby.
Oh,
nice
good
feet.
step. He's going still. Is Tanumi. Just a bit scruffy there. They need to push it this left.
Perhaps looking to offload too much. So it's just
Well, it's
building
held
the
up.
pressure.
That will be
that
a
is held
scrum.
up.
That will be a scrum to Pocklington if they can manage to stop this ball going to the ground, which I think they've done. The referee should hold it up, and it should be a scrum too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
that was
defence by Pock.
poor play there from the winger from Hull, the Adlard. I mean, that's probably rugby league weakness, really, not getting the ball into a position where you can create the ruck. And some rugby league guys just don't like going to the ground, do they?
Well, they run a bit higher. They actually carry the ball higher. The way the defending league is a higher defence. The first stop tackle usually
But
goes
he
to
was
stop the ball.
He was too high taking the ball into contact.
That is the problem. It's just learning those two different skills. When a Union forward takes it a bit lower, looking to offload or get a second phase on the ground from the ruck. But in league, you don't have that.
Yeah, you'll know because you played rugby league, didn't you?
I did.
To a very high standard. As Pocklington feed their scrum, they're just creaking a bit, but managed to distribute the ball, clear the line. They say, "Let's get it out of here. Let's play from the 20. Let's play from
Got
the
the bounce as well. Was it?
Half. Well gathered there by Hull. Feeds on to Birch.
We get wide.
Out to Haita. Is
Here's
he
the
going to
man with
look
the
to
ball.
score
He's
again?
going again.
I
He's
think
going
he is.
again.
He's going all the way down.
He's show. Defence coming across. He's lost the ball in contact.
The ball in contact. Well, he has to be weak at something, surely.
I thought he was going to go all the way there.
He
Sorry.
did, absolutely. I was out of breath watching him, but he is exciting, isn't he? He's exciting to see. Is the Haita the?
Your breath okay?
I'm okay now.
Got your inhaler.
Again, Hull from the full-back. Birch feeds his outside backs. Haita looks to step, runs all the way, but the scramble defence of Pocklington managed to hack him down to create a knock-on, which gives now the put into Pocklington for Davidson to feed.
Well, the Pock scrum's held up so far.
Oh no!
Under pressure there.
Oh my word! That
Yes.
is a lesson into how to scrummage. And yes, the forwards will be patting their front row on the back, because when you've been in a scrum like this, you feel good. That is why you're a front row forward. That is what you train all week for. Not to score tries, to drive the opposition front row back as quick as that. That is 1-0 to Hull.
Yeah, that was a strong scrum by Hull.
And I can see Hull capitalising on this. You know, the forwards at Pocklington now will have that in the back of their mind. They have to now try and repel Hull's catch and drive, which has been particularly good all season. So let's see if we can have the line out gathered from Joblin's throw. It's going to throw to the front. Yes.
Well caught. Straight to
Right,
ground though.
straight to ground, that's fine. It just stops the drivers. Joblin takes it at the back. Goes sideways on. He should really drive straight and pass the ball back, but
Ball's out.
you can see the work rate of the forwards for Hull working round to try and hit the next phase. And again, they've got the overlap here. Unlucky there by Jackson,
Yeah,
but
the knock on.
so Poole just knocked it on there, but the back row from Pocklington managing to scramble their defence.
They weren't the
position.
position.
But listen, we've got scrum time again. We know what happened last time. Psychologically, Pocklington will be thinking, where are we? We're 5 metres out of our own line. Last time Hull had their scrum on our ball, they pushed us back 7 metres. That will be going through their mind now, and I think we're going to be seeing something like this again here now. Psychologically, Hull are feeling good. Mentally, Pocklington are drained. This is a big scrum. This is a big scrum.
Some big boys, isn't it?
As Davidson looks to put in. It's a good hit by Hull. Just got the nudge on. They have got the nudge. They managed to just get the ball out, Pocklington, but he's behind his own line.
In his own 5 metre.
Okay,
goal.
touch the ball down behind his line, scrum down. Hull are going to look quite strong in the next scrum. It's their own put in.
I think Pocklington lost their way there.
Well, lost their compass went somewhere, didn't it? Because you don't want to be playing any rugby behind your line. This is going to be a problem for Pocklington. The Norris, who came on for Walker,
who was in the bar.
Earlier on. I bet he's thinking to himself, I should be in the bar. He's probably thinking to himself, I do not want another scrum like the other one. But having said that, he's done well to say that he wasn't playing, but he's not going to take any further part unless old Lisa has got a magic wand, the scrum half from Pocklington, to wave over poor old Norris's left hamstring.
Looks like a hamstring to me, yeah. That's a beer hamstring.
It's not a beer hamstring. Yeah, I would wear those gloves if I was rubbing his legs. But yeah, the Hull guys are looking pretty, shoulders back. They're looking pretty delighted in how they're scrummaging going. I must say, I'm particularly pleased with how the back row have gone from Hull. Kay, Poole, and Stafford. All three of them have worked tirelessly, haven't they?
Yeah, they're a workmanlike pack, Hull.
I think Fitz is on as well now. Fitz for Hull. Another great prospect, 24-year-old who's just come from down south, come to work in the area, come to live with his girlfriend, so decided Hull was the best place for him to get a position for him. A good friend of mine, Andy Atkinson, played professionally at Wakefield, was a director of rugby, sent him up here from a club down south. So I steered him in this direction, and he's enjoyed himself all season as Harding looks to put the ball in. I'm looking for a big scrum here from Hull. I think they might look for a pushover. Yeah, indeed, they are going to be driving.
Pressure on, power.
You can see the front row from Pocklington are up.
Yeah.
The referee should be blowing up. He's saying using it.
He's not really bothered about the front row.
There's a wrap round. Yes. It's pretty simple stuff there.
Good ball.
Oh, flipping heck. Just knocks it on Birch.
It did. With the try line opening.
Frustrations are beginning to boil over.
There is.
Oh, my goodness.
Who's that involved there?
I don't know, but something's going to happen here.
Referee's not happy with what's going on. He's blowing.
No matter how many times the referee blows his whistle, they aren't going to stop. And there are a lot of... Harding on the bottom there is getting a good punishment there. Some referee's going to have to do something here rather than blow his whistle. But there's nothing he can do at the moment, but he's going to have to try and resolve this. This is going to be a test for him, who also is going to get an assess today, Mr. Morrison from Yarn.
Well, discipline is a key, Terry, in this game.
Absolutely. You always call the referee sir, and that is not acceptable. Fighting in a rugby game, Ian.
It's not with the referee. Will take strong action here, I am sure.
Yep, calls over Stafford, the captain, and the captain from Pocklington. I think he's going to call the Hull number 9 over, who's incidentally been sin-binned. No, he's calling over Poole. What he's done, I don't know. We can't hear him.
But he's calming it down. He's talking, obviously.
It is a lecture, this and a half, but he is a lecturer himself at school at Yarm, so the timer has stopped. We are going to stop the clock whilst the referee does give the players a lecture.
It looks as
Go and have a word with your players, he says.
It looks like he's not taking any more action, apart from...
Which is fine. If he didn't see anything, he can't do anything. I don't know.
He's going back to the original decision, which was a knock-on.
29 points to 7. Pocklington's penalty.
It's penalised Hull.
Pushing.
After all
That's
that.
just not allowed, pushing. Pushing people. Penalty. It's disgraceful. What's this game coming to?
Shocking.
Pushing.
It's too rough.
Pushing in the line, I suspect. But 29 points to 7. Hull are leading. But I don't think the scoreline is reflecting the dominance that Hull are. There's number 18 at the back there, Fitz. He just get up at the back there. Well gathered. It's a good step there
Oh,
by
that's Johnson. He's got a nice,
Johnson.
nice
He
pair
has
of,
got a good step off his
pair of
left
hands
leg,
and a
hasn't he?
good
Driven
step,
in
yeah.
again by Hull. They are beginning to get a bit of momentum. They're driving on there by Stafford. As the forwards look just to slow it down, Harding has a quick look and sends off Poole.
Again, Stafford, pick and go. Is it a good game today?
Yeah, he has.
Joblin's had a good game as well. Another good offload. Again, Johnson. Again, he's a good player, this lad.
Well,
Got
to
nice
be fair,
feet.
he's behind a good pack as well. He's got more
Yeah.
time on his hands, hasn't he? Driven on there by
It's probing, pick
Regards,
and going.
it's quality ball that Hull are getting at the moment. It is quality ballers. Drives it over the
I think he's short.
Regarso, looks to try and
Ball's
make
still
some.
available. Quick ball.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be in there.
Yes, he is.
No,
Oh,
he's
held
called
up.
held up.
They get led off
I'd
again.
like to see that one again.
Pocklington, I'm sure the referee is always right, Ian.
Always right. Always right.
Can we see that again? I'd like to see that again because at this sort of angle I think we'd have a better
He may have dropped
look
it,
than the referee.
but he's saying he's held up, not dropped. So
Just adjusting my set. Slightly clips there. As Harding looks to put the ball into the scrum for Hull again for what would probably be another powerful scrum for Hull, as I suspect Stafford will probably pick up and go right and link with his scrum half to feed the backs. That is just my...
strong set scrum by Hull. Getting a little nudge on. Ball's available. Still in the back, it's out. Staying on his feet well.
Strength there by Birch. Stays
Not
up.
releasing though. The referee was quick. Very quick in there.
Just wondering a lot of... Here we go, let's have a look at this.
No, we couldn't. They just missed it, didn't we? What a shame. So Pop clear their lines.
So the light begins to fade. You're zipping up here and you're getting
It's a
cold.
bit chilly, Terry.
I think I might put my coat on then if you're putting your coat on. Birch throws. Two Birches on the team, not related, unlike my mistake the week earlier.
Disrupted by the whole pack. They build again, start again. Offside there by Pocklington. You can see that. Paying advantage. No advantage coming. Joblin. Base of the ruck. Picks and goes. Still no advantage. No, bringing back where the first offence was. Or looking to tap and go quickly. No. Just settling.
Just got a quick text from my mate Andy Wilson saying I'm watching at home and your throwing wasn't that bad, Terry. Thank you, Andy.
Andy.
But
you're
you're
with yourself. Yeah.
But I must say that your jumping was appalling. Anyway, so not
Hull,
made touch
not
again.
made
That's
touch.
cardinal sin.
That's 3 times we've seen that today, and that's at this level you can't be doing that, boys. Or moving it wide.
So if you have anything to say about this game, you can tweet me at Terry A. Garnett.
But please don't mention Terry throwing in, because we know it wasn't
Oh, good
Nice
good
break by
speed. That's good into play.
Good come-up tackle.
Good clearing out as well by Pocklington. Just probably knock on by Hull, playing advantage.
Offside advantage.
He's held up.
He's
He's going back to the penalty. He's going back to the penalty for Pocklington. No advantage for Pocklington. Referee comes back. You're absolutely right, coming from an offside position. Oh, tackling before the man was having the ball in.
Really? I didn't see that
Disgraceful.
one. I thought he got man and ball, but
Let's just have a look. Was he held up here, Ian?
well,
No, he had it. He dotted it down on the line.
I think
He did dot it down on the line.
Could have been a try.
But we have the luxury of sitting here, and let's have a look. Just at this angle. That's just the early one there.
Just
If you just
after this
keep on
one.
this one. If we just have a look.
Here we
Here. There.
Yeah. We have the benefit of replay. The referee doesn't, Terry.
But I haven't got my glasses on.
Give him a break.
Well taken by Pocklington, but stolen by
Stolen.
Dias as Hull looked to come away.
Here we go
Broken play again. They always look quite dangerous.
Good ball. Good tackle.
Well played there by Hull. Just looking pretty sharp.
They're looking to play rugby at every
Pirouettes
opportunity. Hull out wide.
straight round. Although our man Haita looks injured, which is a shame.
Holding on. Referee's
Referee
pulling it
says
back
no.
and a player down.
This is going to be bad news for Hull if he has got anything which is going to keep him out of not just the rest of this game, because I think they could probably take him off now. If he's looking at anything longer than a few weeks, then Hull will struggle, Ian, I think.
I think
They should take it. Oh, it looks pretty painful, to be fair. Hamstring.
Looks a hamstring as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it is a hamstring. That is not good. That is not good. That is not good. Not good for Haita, but not good for Hull.
No, that's a shame because he's been the standout man today so far for Hull.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're going to look at man of the match. We're not anywhere near the end of the game yet. We're not even into the final quarter. 2 minutes to go before we get there. But, there's been a lot of players that have shone during the course of this first 3 quarters of the game. That was a knock-on. Dear, that was slack play by Dinnan.
Frustrating.
Yeah. That is not what you want. You should take the ball, look to pass left hand, look for your 10, clear your lines and build from there. But now Pocklington find themselves in a very good position. 29-7 down, yes, but within the 22 of Hull on the 6th, coming into the final quarter.
They have to score soon.
Yes, they do. Sometime today.
If they're looking for a point toe for this game,
They do. You're absolutely right.
Getting closer. So poor control at the back of that scrum by Pock after winning that scrum.
And Hull look to move quickly, don't they? They look sharp.
Joey Martin's going in the centre.
Oh, just lost his footing there. Birch had been able to straighten up.
He stripped it. That's
twice
back row.
Birch has been stripped.
Yeah, Jackson. Staying on his feet. Well taken again. Nice carry.
Well, good tackling, Johnson. To me,
Johnson,
he's
yeah,
been good today, Johnson.
He's
He
played
looks
well. I think
very
he's a good player.
composed, hasn't he?
Apparently he played rugby league for Toronto. Wolfpack, I was told.
Yeah.
Today, so he's a bit of pedigree from the league game as well.
He just looked comfortable with the ball in his hands. He's kind of a good player. His time with the ball in your hands, and he's had a lot of time. Having said that, the forwards are giving a fantastic platform for him to be able to show his skills. There's no way through this whole defence, is there?
Yeah, defence is good today. By Hull. They fall back on that position. They rely on that. It's good. Good hit. Nice little show and go. Good ball. Good tackle again.
You can
Wrapping
hear the
round, they're
guys.
putting left.
The Hull
They've got
boys
the numbers
barking
there.
instructions. He's
They've got
through.
the numbers.
Poor
I think
Jackson's
I
just
think-
nicked his way through
I
there.
think the referee's stopped that for a tip tackle.
Can we see that again?
I'm not sure. Oh, he's having a talk. He's having a word with the Hull coach.
Did he go into no? What are you talking about, Ian?
I thought it was a forward pass.
See, that's the thing is, at this level, you have to provide your own touch judges. And
Yeah.
he's saying it didn't go in touch. And the referee's saying, did it go in touch?
No, it didn't go in touch.
So, this is interesting.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Just before that, I think he took the ball into contact. I think he went to offload out of this tackle. And
You're right. It is. I think the referee did think then.
Yeah.
It was probably a sin binning offence, probably not a sending off offence, but his shoulders did go slightly lower than his. You're absolutely right, Ian. I stand corrected. Well done. Well done.
Well done.
Pocklington looked to just take on. He's on his own there. He could get stripped here. No,
He's off his
Pocklington
feet
did
now.
well. Just threads it through. Second time that Hull have charged their kicks down. It just puts Pocklington under a lot of pressure.
Oh, nice
Hull
little dig
have
through.
this ability with the winger for Hull
He's
chasing.
picked it up well.
And he has gone through the Rugby League
That's a
convert from Hull FC. He might not go into contact like a rugby union player, but he knows how to finish.
Oh, Lord. I tell you, he picked that up really well on the run, Terry.
He did very well
Finished it off
indeed.
really smartly.
You could tell he's got some class and speed about him, can't you? He's got a few things to learn in rugby union, but he certainly doesn't need any lessons in how to finish and score a try. Here we go. Adlad, the convert from Hull FC, had a season there, didn't he? To come down to Hull Rugby Union to learn how to play rugby union. Gary Pearce, obviously being an ex-Hull FC Rugby League player, former international rugby union player. If anybody's going to teach him how to play rugby union, Gary's probably the man, isn't he, from rugby league? As Johnson again looks to try and extend Hull's lead with a kick. Just pushes it onto the left-hand side. He's quite a big solid 10, isn't he? The Johnson, the whole guy.
He is. He's had a good game today. I'm impressed with his effort. Mr. Johnson is definitely in the running for man of the match for me. That's 5 tries to Hull.
I've told you all along, Ian,
Pocklington.
don't choose it too early. That's your problem all along. Something good might happen.
Choose what too early? That was well taken. No, little knock on. Gives ball back to Pocklington.
It's been scrappy in that sort of area. There's too many gifts. Again, so hey, we got Joblin with a problem.
A few knocks and bangs coming in now. It's been a
Physical
game
It
up
has.
front. No doubt about that.
I say the way that
Yeah.
Gary trains his teams to play, very very similar sort of styles. He has the big boys running at the small boys, which puts a lot of pressure on the defence because they're probably quite resolute at the beginning, but as time progresses, the consistent driving into the 10, the big forwards driving into the 10-12 channel, it does take its toll. They do get tired and tackles do get missed, as we have seen this afternoon, Ian. But yeah, the clock has stopped. The referee clock's on now again.
He's back on.
So again, scrum down to Pocklington with Davidson to feed. I just want Pocklington just to get something out of this game.
Well, they put a lot of effort in.
They have put a lot of effort in.
You know, you can't knock their commitment and to the cause. Lacking that bit of finesse out wide, a little bit of. I'm
not sure whether they're lacking the finesse. I think they're just with the power and finesse that Hull have got. They've just been completely outclassed. But Hurd drives it on there. He's doing quite well. Wasn't held. Is allowed to just carry on driving. So it just looks a little bit Herman Scarum. There's no sort of continuity. There's no sort of pattern to Pocklington's game. Just
a little bit one man
relying on one individual to make a break, whereas the whole side seem to have a bit more of a concerted team effort and a plan as to knowing what they're doing. Hunting in 3s and 4s. But again, Pocklington looked to distribute the ball. They've gone back 5 metres. As you can see, it's really difficult for Pocklington to hit that ruck, to have to drive back 5 more metres.
You got number 4s and number 8s at pivot, Terry. You need them taking the ball into the heart of the defence, not distributing into the backs.
Driving on. But he's quite entitled to be there as well.
Well
played
nice
there by Danan.
Nice clear up.
Allows again Hull to just put the pressure back on Pocklington, back into their own 22. As
good chase.
Saloa just looks to clear his line and doesn't make touch. Hull again come on the counter attack, and they always look dangerous on the counter attack.
With Johnson again feeding on that. It was a
forward pass by Johnson.
I think it was.
Don't have to think, Ian.
I think it
the
is.
Referee's
the referee's
told us
given
it's a forward pass. Does that mean if the referee tells us it is a forward pass? You never really understood understanding a referee, did you?
I didn't listen to them very often. Well, apart from when they said off.
Oh. So coming up to the last 12 minutes. Well, last 11 minutes of the game. It's been probably not all one-way traffic, but I don't think
No, it hasn't. Absolutely not.
Pocklington have got 7 more points than what they did when they played Hull at home, when they lost 30 points to nothing. So coming up to 70 minutes, 10 minutes to go.
In the last 10, and you think Hull's job done. But
good drive by Pocklington. Say that is more of a concentration thing from Hull. Penalty, Pocklington.
Well. Yeah. That's frustrating from the whole point of view. They dominated much of the areas of the game.
Concentration, Ian. That's all it is. All it is. I mean, you look back to the 3 or 4 scrums that Hull have had where they've completely annihilated, dominated Pocklington, and something like that happens. It's just, it's unfathomable, isn't it, really? It's a word that I wouldn't like to spell either.
No, it's not that bad. It was a disrupted scrum.
So we have now Pocklington again from that penalty. We have Birch to throw, unrelated to the 15 from Hull. Birch. But Pocklington have done quite well in their lineouts. They've a lot of movements, throw to the back again. They do it again off the top.
Quick ball. Little wrap round.
Little thread through.
It's not overcooked it.
Yeah.
He has. Oh. That was a collision.
It was a collision.
And it was a knock on by Pocklington.
So taken in by Pocklington.
As the light begins to dim on a cold and frosty Hull evening.
Well taken by Amber. Hull look to drive it. Their body position's not that good. Jobbling at the back there, just needs to try and generate a bit of momentum, but taken on by Harding, looks to box kick, and indeed manages to...
Gaining 20 metres upfield. Again, Pocklington with another attacking position. But they're a little bereft of ideas in the centres there, Terry, today, I think, Pock. They've met a solid whole defence, whose line speed has been better. Off the top again, looping pass. Just stop there, not lost momentum a little bit. Ball available again. Again, lots of endeavour by the Pock forwards. Moving in again. Good tackle.
Taken by 18 there, Fitz. New member of the team. Beginning of this year, Ned came looking for the big hit was Amber.
He made that hit.
He did.
And that disrupted the
Hurd
play.
just drives it on.
Looking to attack.
Very composed Hull at the moment. I mean, puts the kick right into the middle for Fothergill to gather. I mean, the second row, he's on his own. He's going to have to take it into contact. Indeed, he does.
He did well there, Fothergill.
That's all Pocklington can do. He's just trying.
Something
happened.
Mix up in the middle. It's a playoff.
Lack of communication there between the two Hull players, and it opens it up here. Should have probably given it. Nice overhead pass
nice ball.
With Birch just dropping over in the corner there, completely against the grain of the game. But listen, you can't knock Pocklington for trying. But it all started from that nothing of a kick, with then the misunderstanding, knock-on play advantage, and all of a sudden Hull's defence, which has been quite resolute all game. Here we go. This is the misunderstanding between Allard and fullback Birch, and then Pollock just looks to offload to 24.
Nice little over the top pass.
Wilton, and there we go.
A speedy hooker waiting there on the wing to pick up and
Norris,
score. Is that how you scored your tries?
No, mine was far more extravagant. Let's have a look at this.
Carrying the ball well, nice little backhand offload.
Over the top. What's this little top? Look at that. Great. Drop.
Suspicion of a forward pass? No,
nothing at all. Norris just regathers and trots in. I won't say flops in, he trotted in.
Trots in.
5 more minutes to go.
He just again pulled it across the front of the post. So 34 points to 12. 2 tries for Pocklington. Still got time for another one.
So I say the Hull backs have looked particularly strong, haven't they? Both in flair, strength and speed.
Well, they lost their talisman.
Everything.
Early in the second half, which I think disrupted some of their back play, Hull, this afternoon. They're wanting back on the pitch as soon as possible. The next couple of weeks.
Good leg speed there by the second row from
taking into contact.
Pocklington, but just couldn't get it. He couldn't get it back, Peters, unfortunately. But he showed some good strength. But again, he was isolated. All he could do is hold on to the ball. Referee penalised him holding on to the ball on the ground. Scrum. Hull.
So your view of man of the match, Terry, as we approach the last few minutes?
Well, I mean, immediately, you go to Haita. But I mean, for me, it's not just about scoring tries. I think
it never was really for you, was it?
No. No, I mean, I'd pick a front row all day long because I know how hard it is and how difficult it is in there. But
you're not going to pick a front row.
No, but Davidson has been good for Pocklington alongside Pollock. Again, Birch for Pocklington at hook has been particularly good. Just scored there. I'd like to say the back row of Hull have been very good. I just think
Stafford's played well today.
Yeah, Johnson for me has been in control of the game. I know that he's had quality ball, but as we're seeing there distributing the ball, he's scored tries, he's kicked goals, he's orchestrating the defence, he's orchestrating the attack there, he's telling the forwards to take it in. Knock on there, but
yeah, I think you're right. By a whisker.
I just think it's too predictable to pick Hayter. And I want to just prove it's not all about scoring tries.
As you said. As you keep saying. So yeah, I agree. Johnson, our man of the match.
Estuary TV's man of the match is Mr. Johnson.
Hull's number 10. Steve
Johnson, all 6'2" of him, was born in Beverley. Good scrum by Hull. Look at that.
Good pick up by
that looks like a trip. What's he doing?
He was close. That would have been a yellow.
The red card.
Minimum yellow, yes.
Had a good game, the referee today, Adam Morrison.
Yeah.
Allowed the game to flow. Didn't overreact when the fireworks started at the other side of the pitch and with the scoreboard there.
Well taken. Attacking from deep. Still looking to play rugby. Hull still looking to move the ball at every opportunity.
Just go around the corner of the shouted as Diamond takes it on. Harding feeds Johnson, long ball out. This is where Hull are dangerous, just when they get it away from that congested area.
Yeah. Good tackle.
Good tackle. Knocked Cage, knocked him back a couple of yards there.
Well, as I said before, that Pocker put.
Found a hole there, didn't he?
A lot of effort in today.
Man on board, but he manages to keep hold of it. Did Hurd. The England centre. It looks quite accomplished, that Hurd centre.
He does.
Taken on again by Kay. You can hear the instructions being barked out by Harding, the scrum half.
Knock on by Hull there. It's becoming a lot darker now outside. The dust sets in. Into the last minute of play, I guess, now. For any extra time.
As regards the second row for Hull, Cleans is stood for this, probably what looks like one of the last scrums he's going to participate in this afternoon. They've done all right, the pack of Hull. Nothing outstanding, but they've done enough to allow the backs of Hull to run riot in some respects.
They have.
Coming to the final stages as the light fades here at Hull. The former YPI Stadium, as they called it, on Champions Avenue. Good feeds Downman. Lost the ball though, Pocklington regather it. Just a bit slack there, seems to have lost a bit of impetus, Hull. Ball retention, something that Gary's going to look at and work on.
A little knock on by there, Pocklington there.
That
with the ball.
must be nearly just about it from the referee, but he wants to carry on. He has a look at his watch. There's enough time, he says. I don't get much time on telly, he says.
No.
I'll just have my 1 minute of glory, he says. What's happening here?
Is an injury down?
Yeah, Hardman's just taking a minute. He thought that was the last scrum. He's put all his efforts in. He's got nothing.
Had a good game, Hardman today. I've been impressed with his play.
His hands are good, aren't they?
Just
for
good
a prop?
distribution.
Yeah,
work rate's good.
He's taken the ball in. He's distributed, allowed the wraparound. So he's done things ordinarily you wouldn't see a prop do.
It's called a modern day prop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're more than just a battering ram in the front row.
Yeah, absolutely.
They add something to the game out wide, like you and I did. At 21 years old, I think.
Yeah, 20 years old.
20 years old. He's got a big future ahead of him.
He has. Yeah, exactly.
Playing out the last minutes or so of this game now. Hull looking
Johnson
finish the game on a high.
Match.
Nice at the ball.
Oh my word! It's not going to be.
Good tackle.
That's really well
Good
gathered.
recycling.
Stafford takes it on.
Got the ball out.
Birch looks to just straighten it up again. Runs into a bit of traffic. Looks slightly uncomfortable on his fall there. Harding feeds again. The back row
recycling again.
Just a bit untidy, isn't it, that? Just a little bit untidy. He's quite a prickly character, this Harding, isn't he? Seems to want to get involved in quite a bit of it. Very, I'll say it again, Derry Moore-esque.
Who?
Derry Morris.
Oh, sorry.
Kay takes it on again. Going to try and get something out of this. Already Hull have the bonus point though, don't they, Ian?
Just want to finish on a high, don't they?
Yeah.
Good recycling. That's about the 7th or 8th phase they've gone through there.
Yeah, indeed. They're on left if they can. Oh.
Little knock on, Pocklington. No, he's saying it's.
Referee's no advantage. Do you take the points here?
They've tapped and gone quickly.
Oh my word. He's on his.
And I think that's the final try we're going to see today.
It is
indeed. Spun out the tackle. Joey Martin.
The old...
come on a substitute. And just caps off a good performance by Hull.
Yeah.
6 tries.
Takes a lot of stopping, does Joey Martin, at close range, doesn't he?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 16.5 stone. I don't think I'd like to stop him at that close quarters. So
I think we're now looking at the final kick of the game. So
yeah, as we approach the 85th minute, I hope so. You're putting your gloves on now, aren't you? We're going to go outside to talk to our man of the match later on, and Gary Pearce, and get his thoughts, and the director of rugby.
At the end, we're going to go and have a chat with the winning coach. Yeah. We're going to go to a quick commercial break as we go down.
Yes, we will. Well, that's it.
There we are.
41 points to 12. Hull take the spoils. Not as much as probably what we thought it would be during the first 10 minutes when Hull found themselves 12 points up within the same amount of time. But here we are. Joey shows his strength, hits, turns, keeps hold of the ball, and yes.
Yeah, twists out the tackle and straight over
shows the strength, and you can see there Foy from Pocklington just give him a tap on the back, just say well done. But again, it was just, when you look at the backs, it was men against boys in terms of ability, skill, strength, speed, wasn't it, in the backs at Hull. They just looked far too strong, far too quick, far too organised. Referee had a good game as well, Adam Morrison, the teacher from Yarm, but the forwards set the platform from Hull. There was nothing outstanding about what the Hull forwards did, but they did enough to allow the backs from Hull
They
to
secured the
run
possession
through.
they needed.
41 points to 12. I suspect that Gary will be slightly disappointed about a couple of issues, ball retention probably being one of them. But again, 41 points to 12, there's nothing much to get upset about. But again, it's a good win. It's a good full pointer for Hull.
It is.
Interesting to see what the other guys have done.
Right,
So
we'll go down and have a quick chat with them, and we'll catch up after the commercial break.
yeah, see you shortly.
Welcome to Camelot Cars, your local used car specialist. This is Hannah from Close Brothers Motor Finance.
Last year, Close Brothers Motor Finance helped 88,000 people buy their next vehicle.
All of our cars are sold with 12 months MOT and 6 months warranty. This is David from our warranty company.
We manage warranty claims for thousands of dealers, not least of which is Camelot Cars.
Camelot Cars, your local trusted car dealer.
Purchase your dream home at the Wolds Retreat, a new residential park home for the 50s plus. Set in the beautiful Lincolnshire Wolds, a designated area of outstanding natural beauty. All homes are fully furnished and on full mains services. Part exchange welcome. To find out more, call us today on 01977 782 190 or visit greensparkhomes.co.uk.
Auto Tints and Shady Days are your home and vehicle window tint specialists. With over 15 years of experience, our high-quality film applications stop glare, reduce heat, add privacy, increase safety and prevent fading throughout your car, home, shop front or conservatory. For more information, you can check out our Facebook page, visit www.autotinter.co.uk or call us on 01472 827 775. We're not your average window tinting company.
Hard water doesn't just affect how your home looks, it can also affect how your appliances and central heating system works. A water softener can solve these issues. Water softeners can reduce the cost of bills, increase the lifespan of appliances and give you softer skin and shinier hair. Installation is fast, simple, and you can start benefiting from softened water right away. Humber water softeners are able to give you a quick home demonstration so you can see the results for yourself. Protect your pipes and appliances today by contacting Humber Water Softeners.
Hi, welcome back. Back pitch side now after that Hull win against Pocklington.
41 points to 12. I mean, they get the full spoils from the game this afternoon. They'll need them all because obviously being third, they might even be second. Actually, we don't know what happened with all the other games, but it was just a strong display. I keep saying all the time, men against boys in the backs. The backs are incredible at Hull. They showed a lot of pace, they showed a lot of skill, and a strength as well. And the defence was incredible, wasn't it?
The defence today was good for Hull. I thought they packed it enough to get the ball that they needed. I thought the backs were slightly better than the Pocklington backs, and that was a difference, especially this lad here coming in number 10 for Steve Johnson, who was our man of the match, who dictated the game well, and he deserves it. Come in, Steve. We were just talking about you there. You're man of the match for us today.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And where do you think the difference was between the two teams?
Maybe our fitness and probably willingness to play. I think we're always looking to spread it when we can. Regardless of the conditions on it, it gets a bit wet and a bit muddy on the foot, but we're always looking to play. We work hard during the week, everyone doing extra fitness and stuff, and it comes through at the end.
And this is your first season at Hull?
I played from a few years ago, but yeah, I'm back. This is my first season back, yeah.
So where have you been playing before this? I mean, just tell our viewers at home, you played a bit of rugby league, have you?
Yeah, in my youth. I played rugby league until I was about 18.
Right.
And then I went to Bishop Burton College, where I was at a scholarship, and yeah, I've not looked back since. Rugby union's the game. I had a little stint at Scunthorpe, but no, Hull's a good club. It's where I want to sort of finish now, I think.
So again, I'll say Ian and I was saying that the easiest choice would have been to pick Hayat scoring all the tries, but of course you went in for yourself. But it's not all about scoring tries. It's about controlling the game.
Yeah. It wasn't when we played anyway. Right?
Yeah, it's not about scoring tries, is it? We never scored any tries. So we understand and we can see when a player is controlling the side, pulling all the strings, and clearly you were doing that. It's made a lot easier by the fact that your forwards you know, there was more than parity there. Your forwards did give you some good quality ball. It allowed you to, you know, to distribute the ball and put your guys into some space. And once your guys have got space in the backs, you know, it's men against boys. We said all along, didn't we?
Yeah, fair play to the forwards. They do it. If we say to them, if they turn up, I think we win games.
Yeah.
Because our backs are ruthless out wide. You've got Birchie, Stevie and Mike Adlard, and you can't be stopped when we get going forwards. And the forwards have been doing that really well for the past few weeks, so you can't fault them.
So your rugby league, I say when you play rugby league, does it help you defensively? Does it help you with the decision making? I mean, in rugby league you have a bit more time with the ball in your hands. Yeah. But today, this afternoon, you look very comfortable with the ball in your hands. You had a lot of time, and that's the sign of a quality player.
I think rugby league probably didn't help my defence at first, tackling up top a lot.
Yeah.
I've had to learn to sort of bend my back a bit and tackle some legs. But in terms of time on the ball, it's something me and Gary have worked. Well, Gary's worked hard on me with since the start of pre-season. I've usually played it inside centre, so first season at 10.
So Gary's very unforgiving, especially with you playing 10. Very unforgiving. I've been there with him all the time, and you know, if you do something outstandingly, it's adequate in Gary's book. But so, what is it like to play underneath? You know, to play under the shadow of Gary with his watchful eye?
Well, to be honest,
I'll bring him ask him in a second.
I've learnt a lot from Gary this season, starting at pre-season. Like I say, it's my first stint at 10, and yeah, the thing is, it comes from a good place with him. It's not something where he's shouting because he's been negative. It's a case of he's shouting because he just wants the best. And to be fair, he just wants perfection, and so do we. It's what you get promoted with. You don't get promoted with sort of mediocre standards. So we're just looking to raise the bar every week.
Okay, that's great. Listen,
brilliant.
We're just going to go to a quick break. We'll see you after the break.
Thank you very much. Cheers, fellas. Thank you.
Oh, there's going to be no break.
No,
sorry.
Let's bring Gary breaks up. We're going to bring Gary in quickly. A couple of minutes, Gary. Good. Yeah, a couple of minutes from the game. Look, we just had Steve there. We've given him the man of the match. Before the game, I was talking about who gave him the man of the match. We thought he dictated the game well. We thought he just had that bit of extra class in the centre for you there to dictate and move the ball around. So we gave him that man of the match. What's your view?
Yeah,
we were right. We're always right.
Yeah, of course you're always right. You're picking. You got the pen. No, I thought Steve played well. He made some lovely breaks. You know, if anything, we'd probably like to. He's got a lovely try early on, but yeah, we'd like to link up. We could have probably linked up a little bit better, and we probably would have scored a few more off some of his breaks. Well, yes, just maybe you get carried away in a derby game. You get a bit more. You know, there's a lot going on there. We thought, you know, they slowed the game down a little bit, which didn't help the game flow. So it made a bit more arm wrestle, but yeah, we're happy. We got 5 points come away. You know, we got 1 or 2 knocks and bruises, so it gives us time now to recover.
What's happening with Haita?
He just twinged his hamstring slightly. Nothing too bad. And Paul Hamber, he just hurt his shoulder slightly, but they'll be fine. But no, hey, all credit to Pop. We knew what they would be about. They'd come and they rocked up and they got stuck into us, and hey, that's what you expect in a derby game. And the day we have a bit of class, we got the 5 points, and we'll move on.
Well, we've got a minute to go, Terry. End of the game, end of our programme. So quickly
let's have a quick bring in the Pop coach.
A quick wrap up. Unlucky. You played good effort by your team to stack at it well. But I think the class showed at the end by whole.
They did. It did. But extremely proud of the boys. I mean, the second half, apart from that try at the end, we would have won the second half 7-5. So you can't ask for more than that from the boys. And
it's nice to see the hooker going in at the end. It's nice to see the hooker going in. Try, do you know what I mean? It's important.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen in your day, Tez. You'd have been halfway shouting, "Go on!"
But I say 41-12, guys. There must be bits in it that you're still slightly disappointed, because I know you. I saw a few things there myself.
I'm massively disappointed in how we played, I got to be honest. But I thought the referee killed the game. At ruck time, he just let the ruck become a farce. He lost control for me. But hey, you played the ref, and we've got to manage some things better ourselves. We are young and we're learning, but yeah, I mean, we left 25, 30 points on our board. But all credit to Park, they wrapped it.
We've got to wrap up, Terry. We've got 30 seconds.
I know we have, but I'll just very quickly. I thought the referee had quite a bit of game.
You're going to say. Hey, look.
There you are.
Look. Anyway, look. As far as the referee's go, never ever argue with the referee. But it's been a great afternoon, and
thanks, lads.
Thanks for joining in. Thanks to these guys, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you hopefully in the new year.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have a good Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.